I'm here.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for the Whether You Like It or Not reality TV panel, okay? We got Niecy Dixon in the building. We got our girl giving us all type Ursula from Set It Off, Bunny Blue back in the building. We got Josiah's World. Well, he's somewhere. All I see is the leaves in
I'm
the
here.
background, but
Hey,
he's
y'all.
Yes, it is.
oh, there he is. And we got Jamie in the building, and we also have Simply Sakina in the building. Yarrell is on his way back. He had to start his stuff over, and Terrence will be here in just a second. So everybody will be here in a little bit. But we're just gonna start it off with the six Brady bunch that's already in here. Okay, we're gonna start off with the six of us. So I guess we could start it off with but should do y'all want to talk about the looks again? I think we've already talked about the looks already before the reunion even came out. Do y'all
Yeah,
care to talk about the looks again?
I'm good on the looks. Plus, everybody look better sitting down anyway. So that's that.
That's true.
Agreed.
That's true.
Mhm.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So I guess started off with what they were talking about as far as Portia Black Lives Matter efforts and the whole relationship between Portia and Drew and everything is I guess we could just start off wherever because it is what it is. But I would say that what I didn't understand, I would start off by saying what I didn't understand is the argument between Kenya and Portia when it came down to why Kenya wasn't necessarily invited to her PSA. I looked at it from both standpoints as I did on my video. It was kind of like, okay, well, Kenya, I'm guessing you feel away because you feel like, okay, it's Black Lives Matter, it's a bigger movement than that. But if you're talking down on what somebody else is doing and their efforts, then why would they want you and your energy at their, event for Black Lives Matter? Yes, it's bigger than your petty drama, but at the same time, would you really want that vibe around what you're trying to do? And it's supposed to be a positive thing. I also looked at it where, even though Kenya and Portia had problems during the time Kenya did her domestic violence PSA, but she still involved Portia in it, regardless of what issues that they had. But at the same time, it just goes back to people are different. And, sometimes people just don't want to fuck with you if you're not fucking with what they're doing. So I've made that statement to let you guys piggyback off of it and say what you guys have to say in regards to that whole Black Lives Matter conversation. You guys can start it.
I agree. I feel like at the end of the day, yes, it is a bigger cause, and at the end of the day, you can give however you want it to give. If you wanted to go and be a part of protest, you can go and be a part of protest. If you wanted to do your own PSA, you could do your own PSA. I mean, in all honesty, out of all of the housewives, I didn't see Kenya involved that much in like the voting situation in Georgia the way I saw a lot of the other women involved: Cynthia, Candy, Portia. So to me, I'm just perplexed why she's making a big deal out of it, because I feel like, did you really want to be a part of it in the first place? Like, she's entitled to just write a check in private or whatever she chooses to do. That's her business. But I just feel like if you're going to, try to make it seem like Portia isn't being genuine, I'm gonna need for you to be doing something as well to back up your statement. Because what are you doing? Whether her motives are genuine or not, she still went out there and was a body and a life that could have been harmed in the process of, being out there in all of the turmoil, because it was a pandemic. She had a baby too. So it wasn't like there weren't so many things to consider for Portia as well when it comes to being out there on the front lines and everything. So I just think Kenya was looking for a reason to beef, honestly, because she really didn't want to focus on her and Mark again this season. So I think her thing with Portia is some shit for the show. Unfortunately, she's not above using Black Lives Matter to make a negative storyline with Portia, and that's unfortunate. But it is what it is.
I think that Kenya
Anybody
used the PSA as the primary theme to feel as though what Portia had going on was fake, in my opinion, because I really didn't hear a whole lot. I just felt like her not being a part of that PSA was what carried her debate about Porsha and her activism. What I did not like, and I don't have a whole lot to say, but what I did not like was us even talking about a PSA that we didn't even get to see during the season. So I didn't understand, why are we even bringing this stuff up? Like, why is this even a conversation when y'all edited out so much of it? So it really wasn't even a grounds for a debate in a sense, because we didn't even get to witness it as viewers.
I'll jump in right quick. So with what Kenya gave, yeah, it was bullshit. I love Kenya. I do. But I'm just saying, like, if that was your reason, it doesn't hold weight. But I think what it was is they probably either Andy probably told her before they started, you would not bring up the Kandi and Porsha situation, or she brought it up and they made her, or maybe she just threw a whole lot out there to see what would stick. Because I honestly feel she should have led with that. Like, I feel that it was BS, your activism, whatever you want to call it, because of how you did Kandi. So I'm kind of, so I think maybe they told her you can't bring that up. And I guess she decided, okay, well, I'll pick this and make it sit, because if she didn't have nothing, then we're just going to look at her like she was crazy, even though I love Kenya. She gave us several, I'm being nice by saying several, but several moments this part one where she looked foolish in the motherfucker, but whatever.
I think Kenya did bring it up. I don't know. Like, for me, I think she was about to mention it because she said she didn't invite us or something like that to the PSA. And when she said herself, it seemed like she said someone else, but they edited it out. So I think that could be true, that they didn't want that conversation of her and Kandi to come up. So for me, when you bring up the PSA, it's like, that don't even hold weight. Why are you even mentioning this? Because it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. And I blame the producers and whoever was in the editing room for chopping up this season. And this season was a mess as far as production wise. I also feel like that Kenya has, girl, you can't feel a certain type of way, because honestly, if you would have had an event when it came to something serious, you wouldn't have invited Porsha. So clearly y'all both don't really care for each other, and that's okay. That's all I have to say.
I think while Kenya was looking crazy when it came to the whole Black Lives Matter situation, I wish that Porsha would have had a better explanation as to why she didn't invite her, because the first time Andy asked her, she kind of like talked in circles, and then he asked her again, when simply you didn't invite her for the same reason why Lauren didn't invite her to the party at your house, because you wanted your cause to be authentic. You didn't want no beef. And if you felt like she wasn't going to be authentic, that's a good enough reason not to invite her. Just like she told Drew on that trip, yes, I care about her Black life, but our relationship don't matter. Like, she could have kept that energy. And then another thing I will say is, with this group, I feel like there has to come a point in time where you're not talking about stuff like, when do you stop bringing up stuff that happened 7 years ago? While Porsha had a point that Kenya used the Underground Railroad against her, when do we just kind of stop as an entire group? Like, can production at least say, hey, stop bringing up shit from 7 years ago? So that way we can have more entertaining, like, newness in general.
I agree. But you know what? Oh God, as much as I don't really care for Porsha, I would say that I think that the reason why people bring up the Underground Railroad thing, because even I haven't brought that up in quite some time. I haven't even brought that up. I haven't brought it up and shared it. But I think that a lot of people used to drag her for it because of what her background is. It's kind of like, her background being in civil rights and stuff like that. People didn't understand why she didn't know what the Underground Railroad was. But still, in all, at the end of the day, she corrected herself. She knows what the hell the Underground Railroad is. Now, there's no need to keep talking about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need to keep harping on it. She knows that an Amtrak train don't go through the Underground Railroad no more. So it is what it is.
And I can definitely see the growth in Portia, as well as she talked about how she took responsibility of what she said. She said she done already took responsibility on Watch What Happens Live, and they played the flashback. And, you know, I'm just really liking the growth. Now, she might not be all the way there just yet, but I'm so proud of her, of, you know, her growth and everything that she's doing. I can't say the same for others.
Okay, well, look, y'all keep that on the other side. Fuck that. I'm
Just
just
say,
saying,
be specific.
no, like in my friend group and even with my relatives, like, we always go bring up some shit. Like, man, you remember when your ass did that shit? Like, it's just something that happens. And not just that, Portia came on stunning. It would be one thing if she didn't, you know, put so much into, like, this is my legacy, this is this, and this is that. And I think if she didn't go that far with it, we probably wouldn't. But just like people not gonna let her live that down, every chance somebody get, like, we hadn't talked about Apollo and Kenya in I don't know how long, and guess what? It has come back up. And even though she apologized, it's still going to come back up. So I mean, it always sounds cute.
When did she? I know she did apologize, but I feel like that apology was recent because before then,
it was recent.
Yeah, because before then she didn't think she did anything wrong, and I think everybody thought that you didn't lost your rabbit ass mind. That man picked you up and cupped your ass, and you giggled. Like, don't act like it wasn't inappropriate. Now, I'm glad she didn't learn the lesson, but it took you a long ass time to learn the lesson.
True.
And Urel, I hear you, but you talking about shit that's not serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you not out here bringing up the time y'all got into a fight over some dumb shit from 7 years ago, are you?
Some of us do. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't want to be on here lying like Drew. Like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell you.
I received that. I received that.
Nobody wants to be on here lying like Drew. Nobody.
And Blondie, I missed you last week because, you know, me and Drew had to sit down and I thought I was gonna piss off a lot of Christians in the chat and in the comments. Obviously, it didn't. But yeah, I wish you would have been here because I feel you could have, you know, given us the benediction on what I had to give Drew. That's okay.
Yeah.
What did the Lord have to do with Drew?
You know, she bring the Lord into everything. You know, she brings the Lord into everything.
The Lord said, "Don't bring me."
She brings the Lord into everything, and the Lord ain't got nothing to do with that bumfoolery that Drew got. That's why. That's the real reason why I don't see it.
Paige, anyone? Like, I hate when I notice, like, you know, across different shows in the same season, all these like similarities, like the private jet shit was on Married to Medicine and it was on Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, no, was it Potomac or was it Atlanta and somewhere else? I forgot. It was
Atlanta, Potomac.
It was something else though. But either way, y'all know what
I mean. Atlanta, Married to Medicine. I think that was it.
Oh, it was another one.
I feel like it was another one, but it doesn't even matter. Y'all know what I mean. It's a lot of like themes that go on, and to me, that's another one of them damn themes that I know, like women who really like, you know, pick me about religion. Like the Lord can really like come and, you know, this demon, that Delilah energy, and all of this type of shit.
Right.
And I'm just like,
even Ready to Love, Alexis talk about you a Judas. You're mine. I'm like,
not a Judas.
Show that in the previews.
Oh yeah, child. Not a Judas. That's too much. I don't even know you like that. Bitch, we ain't walk nowhere together in order for you to feel like I could be a Judas to you.
Right.
We can't even walk to the corner store together, let alone amongst the peoples like the Lord.
Well, one thing I do want to also address, I know they addressed this at the very beginning before they got into this whole Black Lives Matter conversation. They were talking about Kenya and her hiney parts. And Kenya still wants us to believe that her hiney is not fake.
Girl, bye.
I don't see how she thinks that we're going to believe
she's right today.
She had to take that video down. It was hard to find that video after everybody was like, girl, what is in there? And then she got the nerve to be like, I don't know what anyone's talking about. My weight fluctuates. Girl, this ain't got nothing to do with your weight.
Nothing.
Like, your ass looks like a box of rocks.
Just be real, say you got your booty done, and keep it moving. This is 2021.
Look, or can we just let her have this lie, like some women lie about their age? Can we let her have that? That her ass is real?
No.
Who do we
no,
let
hell
lie
no.
about their age?
No.
Hell
no.
Not that part. We'll let her have
no.
the context and the wig, the half wig, but I don't know about the booty. It's like just
Hell
too
no.
obvious.
I'm dead.
Because had any of those other women up there had something done, Kenya would have brought it up in any type of read or any type of form that she could. So hell no, fuck her. The shit fake and she need to stop lying about. It ain't jelly. It's rock, cement, super glue, surgical mesh, Skittles, M&Ms, and every damn thing else she could find to put in that man-made egg. So no. Everybody want to get Kenya all type of passes for what? No. Had it been anybody else, she would have ran them for it. So no, fuck her and her feelings.
Lord.
Damn.
All right.
Son.
And I guess we can send that check on to Kenya, and yeah, she can go ahead and pay for that. All right, praise God.
Not praise.
I don't look. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look well proportionate at all. So I don't know who she's fooling with this whole "my ass is real." I mean, I don't think we really care about her ass being real or fake. We just know that it's not real
At all.
That's just how it is.
Right.
We just know that it's
and
not
it's
real.
okay. It's not a big deal. I mean, if you
And it's
got it done,
okay.
you got it done, but don't be fake about it. If you want Portia to tell the truth about what she did, tell the truth that your ass is fake.
Right.
Better her call it out than us. What else?
Yeah, because I mean, I think if not all of them, most of them have had some form of surgery done to their bodies or whatever.
That's why I don't know why they consider that a read. Yeah, nobody cares.
Right. I mean, that's just like when Nene used to read Kenya for having a fake ass, and I'm like, well, bitch, you got a fake nose. I mean, your face is full of fillers in it. I mean, you can't surgery shame one person when you got it done. It's just ridiculous.
Okay.
But however,
Scotty, just to let you know, but Kenya did say to her, my baby might look like Mark, but we can all tell that your babies look just like you. So, yeah.
She say that too.
No, Kenya said that last reunion to Nene, because Nene kept bringing up.
Oh, she be out with yeah. Oh, Lord, they do too. Lord, have mercy, they sure do. Child.
But I think the next thing on the to talk about list is the stuff with Kenya and Mark and Drew. You know, they were talking about where does Kenya and Mark stand, and why does Drew speak on Kenya's marriage all the time? Now, in regards to Kenya and Mark, Kenya says that she has filed for a divorce at this point. He's no longer looking for alimony. I don't know if this stuff works. I don't know. And she has sole custody of Brooklyn, and he was mainly trying to keep her from having Brooklyn seen on the show. Mm-hmm. Then it was asked, why does Drew always speak on Kenya's marriage, and or whatever? And I don't know why Drew speaks on Kenya's marriage, because it's not like hers is the perfect Polaroid to look at. Hers is obviously not all that great, but apparently she's concocting stories to keep herself on the show and get sympathy points with the women that watch the show, because that whole story just seems like it was fake as fuck at this point. Me and Terrence already talked about this earlier. But I'm going to give you guys the floor at this point. I decided to open it up with that statement so you guys can just piggyback off of it and take it on home. Go ahead.
I just got one question, a statement and a question. And first and foremost, Andy needs to be fired from hosting these reunions, because I'm pretty sure what happens is he has an intern that watches the season, gives him cliff notes. He watches the reel, then come out and talk. Because what I'm trying to understand is, though I love Kenya and you filed for divorce, I want to know why Andy didn't ask, but didn't he file for divorce on your birthday? Why wasn't that question?
I didn't even think about that.
I'm going to let y'all go. That's all I had. That's it.
But Kenya, your girl though, how you just go throw her up under the bus like that?
Well, first and foremost, it's open season, equal opportunity for everybody. Just because I like you, don't mean that you are exempt from me sitting here coming at your neck. That's why I'm a fan and not a stan. All right.
Okay.
All right. Praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you. Yes.
We appreciate that because you know nobody likes a stand. At least you know I don't. I just kind of feel like Drew was like exhausting. Like you just kept reaching. And your marriage is not perfect because nobody's marriage is perfect. Your nigga got cameras in y'all living room. I wouldn't call that perfect or picturesque, but okay, girl, go in. As far as her talking about Kenya's marriage, I feel like it's an easy read. It's an easy read, just like bringing up her mom. And Drew is one of those disingenuous, I just want to help and care about you people. So at the end of the day, like, I think she's going to be great for the show because I can appreciate how that personality will play over the seasons. Somebody that's not going to do too much for you to completely hate him, but enough to start bullshit and have you looking at him like, what is this bitch talking about? Like, she's going to give us that without like the too muchness. She's what Kim Fields could have been, but Kim Fields wasn't built for this life. Like, she really needs to be somebody's director somewhere like she doing with her life. Okay. You know, that Kenya wish that she was doing, but that, you know, listen, we don't even want to get into that. But yeah, I just leave Kenya and her little marriage alone. Trust me, it's as painful for her as it is for us to, you know, watch it. Cause I still don't understand what the fuck, why the fuck, like, girl, really?
And then, Bondi, on top of this, let's not forget that Drew's whole first marriage was in shambles. Well, her whole marriage was in shambles the first couple of episodes. You came on the show with the BS between you and Ralph. And
now I'm starting to think that's a lie. Not because we realize he's a liar. Now I'm like, bitch, now all of a sudden he the perfect husband. After he was born for 3 days, now he the perfect husband. Bitch, y'all lying.
Right.
She's an actress.
She's an actress. That's her claim to fame. An actress.
Okay.
So,
listen,
Z list at best. Let's not do too much.
True. But listen, y'all, have y'all been watching Bigger on BET Plus? Because season 2 has really been focusing on how fake reality TV is. And it's really like genius the way they do it. So they'll be in a scene, right? And the girl Tracy, she'll be having this conversation. Even Carly Rae was there, bitch. They got into it and she throws the drink in Carly Rae's face and then they bring a towel and she still got a little attitude because she like, damn, bitch, I didn't know we was going deep like that today. She was like, girl, I thought they told you, because she wiping all of the water off her face with the towel. She was like, girl, I thought they told you that they told me to bring that up. And she was like, no, they didn't. So she goes and talks to the producer. The producer's like, I'm so sorry. I did not know. You know what? We'll correct it. What do we need to do to make you happy? And so she'll say, okay, let's focus on something else. And then they'll blindside her with a whole nother situation. And it's up to the people in the scene whether what they're saying is real or not, but it's being start and stopped and start over and all of that, just like real acting. So even though we know that, I feel like it's a whole different thing to actually see how it plays out. So if y'all haven't watched season 2 of Bigger yet, I started it. I haven't finished it. Y'all should get into it because I think it's perfect for what I think these hoes be doing on these shows when it comes to some of these arguments. Like, girl, we know what we came here to do. How you doing, girl? You all right? How the kids? Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. You ready to argue? All right, girl. Just don't get nothing in my hair today. Okay. All right, girl. Let's do it. Bitch. Your mama and all of that. Okay. So yeah.
I like the first season. I saw the first season. I'm gonna check out that second season.
I just want us to bring back reality TV like who was it? Keisha Cole, Frankie, and Neffy.
Now that was real.
Exactly. That's what I want to see.
That was real. Now that was some real shit. Like, ain't no way you can script that shit. Ain't no way you can set it up. Ain't shit fake about Neffy and Frankie. Ain't shit fake about Keisha Cole show. Nothing was fake about that. Absolutely nothing. Okay, nothing. I can't say that enough. Or Making the Band. That shit was real too. That was real. Like, Now, Flavor of Love was questionable to me, very questionable.
I,
But I
Child,
do
I
think that
refuse to
make it the
believe any of them was fucking that ugly ass man. I just don't buy it. I need to see her
best.
OnlyFans or something.
Wait, somebody said B and Bobby Brown. Yeah,
mhm.
it
That
was a
was real
sad
too.
train wreck, but yeah.
What you was about to say, Niecy? Was you about to say that you felt like Flavor of Love was kind of real? Was you gonna
Yes.
say?
I feel like the girls were on there. I think they casted a bunch of fools, and a lot of people didn't really. A lot of people just knew they were going to be on TV. So I think it was real. I think the foolishness was real. I don't think anybody really wanted him, but I think the show was real. That's what made it so good. That girl really thought she looked like Beyonce, but she looked like Luther Vandross.
I'm weak.
New York, New York
No,
had
We all talking about.
no.
New
Do
York
y'all
had
remember
real
the
tears when she
episode where
left.
he
So
told that one girl that her breath was stinking and she
Yes.
needed to do something about it?
So y'all gonna
Uh-huh.
forget that old girl pooped when she was going up the stairs?
Yes,
It's
I
just-
remember. He couldn't get over it. He could not. He tried, but he could not get over it.
I remember that.
Was that something? That was something, right? That was her name, something.
I think her name was something.
And she was a big girl, and she was actually cute. And I think she shit it, and they was standing there. And
She sharted.
y'all,
I'm
that's
done.
crazy. I thank the Lord that's never happened to me. And I don't even have a gallbladder, and that's unfortunate. Like, girl, you gotta run to the bathroom, not the
Yeah, I'm
DVD.
gonna rewatch
Oh,
that.
that's back in the day when the DVDs used to have the cursing on it, because you know they don't even do that anymore.
Yes, yes.
Not him with all
Everything
seasons.
Child, he was such a
All
stand.
seasons.
It was a
True
good show.
definition of a stand.
That's my
That
thing
right there.
though. How the fuck nasty ass Flavor Flav gonna tell somebody they breath stink? Like, nigga, you look like the shark that was on the floor.
Bondi, I felt the same way.
That's what.
But he even had the security guard week. Nigga, the security guard was dead. He was sticking out after that.
You know what's so funny though? After a while, I started to understand why they liked him, because when he have money, he has a way about himself that is charismatic, and he gonna make sure he like shower you with everything he can for the moment. He one of them that learn how to do for the moment, and I think he does for the moment good enough to get you in and fuck you, and then I think he's good at fucking. So if y'all know how many kids Flavor Flav got and how he used to pull them young girls, that last season he had all them girls on that show and had a whole bitch that he was had pregnant and was messing with at the same time. So he was fucking everybody. I'm more than sure that he's really good at it, and I think that's how you catch him. And then they be having low self-esteem to fuck with you in the first place.
Yikes!
You have to have an
personality. He's just not cute.
Did y'all peep that Chance was trying to basically reenact Flavor of Love with his show that was on Zeus? So many stunts he pulled on that show reminded me of
Oh
Flavor
my
of Love.
god! And it was just the fact that y'all brought like the trans women on there, and I'm like, y'all had me thinking that he was like he liked it, trans women, but y'all just brought all of them on there. Like it didn't make any sense.
Are we calling that person a trans person?
Not doing that.
Or a drag.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, because at one point there was conversations.
Yeah.
And it was like, so are you really like this, or did you just come on this show like this so you could be seen?
That's
you know what I'm saying?
true. Yeah, you gotta.
That's what I mean, child. Urel, calm down. Lord have mercy. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I'm just saying that, like, when they talked about it, I just didn't know what the fuck was. And another thing is, I feel like what type of self-respecting person would like have themselves on that show as a caricature in that way? Like, this man don't want you. So why are you on the show like this, embarrassing yourself?
Right.
That's all. It was just real hard to watch.
I never.
That's all.
So was the show good? Was the show good? Because I haven't seen it.
No, not nearly as good as Jocelyn's
No, I
Cabaret.
agree.
Yes,
Not nearly as good.
Not nearly.
Listen.
You want some entertainment, honey.
Honey.
Go there.
I save those episodes. I don't watch Johnson's Cabaret on Sundays because I'll be trying to give myself something to watch on like Tuesday. So I just save it. I'm like,
All right. Listen.
Okay,
so
You
All
in
y'all
for a
keep
good
saying
treat.
it's good. I'll check it out.
wait a minute, because
I'm
I know
sorry,
that
y'all.
Bundy.
I'm sorry for the tangent. My bad. I didn't mean for us to go on
Hmm?
that. I apologize.
I'm about to say, look, we can't
Oh.
be full out line with Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's what we was here for. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Well,
But it ain't gonna
well,
be
before
nothing but a Reed Drew, a Reed Kenya. That's all it's gonna be. We
Well,
gonna put
before we
drug
go
in the
into-
comments. They gonna call us fans and all the rest of that bullshit I've been getting on it.
Well, before we go back into the Housewives of Atlanta, I just want to ask Bundy because I know that she reviews it, and I know that Jay Lee reviews it. I think Jamie reviews it. I'm not sure, but so the Cabaret is good.
Yes.
It's good
It's
as
really
That's
fuck.
what
good.
they say.
Yes.
It's good as fuck.
It's a good show. Like if
Right.
like honestly, the second season is better to me than the first, but the first one was
Mhm.
still good because I watched the whole thing. That Chance shit, I watched like maybe a couple of episodes of that shit and then stopped watching it because I was like, this is just foolishness. And I didn't like to see him disrespect everybody the way he did. I really don't like that. And that
Mhm.
annoyed me. So I kind of was like, I don't even want to watch you in your face continue to disrespect these women looking like a fucking Doberman pincher. But
Reed.
I love Jocelyn's show because Jocelyn actually is good at reality TV. Like she's a reality TV show producer that we didn't know was really a producer.
Mhm.
And she knows what it takes to do a show like this. So first of all, she got something that they're working towards. So now she already got her next season planned out. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
she's thinking ahead. And when you think about how every time she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, it was, you're not gonna send me back to the strip clubs, Tibby. You know, I'm not going back. You know, that's what it was the whole time. And now she's giving all of these girls this opportunity to not have to go back to the strip club.
Yep.
So, you know, it connects to who she is. So I think it'll have its longevity as long as they keep some authenticity about it. And right now, they have incredible authenticity and they have one of my favorite porn stars as a contestant. So I think it's great.
Ooh,
Miss Natural.
what? I'm gonna check it out.
Yes.
It's
And she's amazing. She's like she's a classically trained dancer on top of, you know, all
Yeah.
of the twerking and pole work and all of that. Like she did a pirouette this last episode. I was like, not a pirouette, bitch.
She doing this shit.
I was like, oh Lord, they're doing a lot. So yeah. And once again, one of my favorite porn stars. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, since y'all said that, I'm gonna have to tune in then. 'Cause I did not want to watch
I'ma
it
have
because
to
you know I
tune in
don't
to
like
it, too.
Jocelyn like that at all. But I may have to tune in to that. I have to
Right,
take
I
my
may
vitamins the way.
$5 a month at Zeus. Okay, support black-owned
I'm gonna
business.
check it out.
This.
One
I'm
more
gonna
thing.
go on
One
and
more
check it
thing.
out, child.
Have any of y'all watched the couples retreat? And if y'all have, what do y'all think of?
I haven't.
I mean, I
Not
am because I'm
interested.
reviewing it. I like it so far. It only had the one episode, but I think we have some good stuff to work with.
Okay.
I'm still hopeful, but y'all know how this shit can go when Rashida and Kirk are there, and you know, Yandy and Mendices are there. Yeah, so we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll Michael Blackson and a woman who does threesomes with him. You know, she's there. It's a lot. There are some dynamics to these couples, but the thing that keeps me interested in a way that I think is a little bit deeper is Delicious and Raymond Santana, because first of all, he was a Central Park exonerated, one of the 5. So they're dealing with him being in jail for most of his teenage and adult life, and now he's married. And also she had a miscarriage like right after they got married. So it's her trying to deal with that. And then I recognize what she wants from him. Watching the previews, she want him to turn up the romanticism and all of that type of shit. And it's like he don't know how to do that because he was in jail. Like
Right.
he don't know how to
Right.
be like that. So they have AJ Johnson from House Party on there, and she's like, what's it called? Y'all help me.
Therapist, kind of like coach, life coach or something.
Yeah, life coach. There we go. So she's there to help, and Rashida and Kirk are there, and they thought they was gonna be there to help and administer some aid to the other couples. And exactly, baby. I was just like, y'all, who y'all think y'all gonna help? Y'all make the fuck out of here. Kirk is painted on his damn hairline. I said, nigga, you are moving backwards. There's nothing you can do to help this situation.
I'm weak.
Get you a little unit, homeboy.
When I saw that belt, he was talking bad about AJ Johnson in the same, confessional where this hairline was like, released to the world for the first time throughout the show. And I was like, I know he not sitting up there with that paint on his forehead talking to us about how he can't trust baby boy's mama with his marriage. I'm like,
bitch, we can't even trust you with your marriage. What the hell is you talking about?
Exactly.
Bitch, I would trust a guinea pig with your marriage before I trust your ass. So I don't know why you giving her this much grief. At least she tried.
Child, you know what I would like for them to deal with? The fact that Rashida has been with Kirk since she was 19 and he was in his late fucking 20s. I would like for y'all to deal with the emotional blockage that Rashida must have, but is too egotistical to recognize in herself as a woman who has all of the things that she has and has accomplished, and you still with a man you was with from back then who has basically trained you to stay with him no matter what he does to you. Like, it's sad to me, honestly. And she doesn't see it. And because the whole world is telling them that, they take a defensive, attitude when people say it. And it's just kind of sad because it's like, all right, girl, go ahead. Go ahead, girl. Be with Kirk.
Down, child, because I always kind of thought that too. I'm like, okay, like it's a huge age gap. What are you talking about to a 19-year-old when you in your damn near late 20s? What do y'all have in common at that age?
I want to know what Mama Rashida gained from this.
That's what they say, Scotty.
That's what I want to know. Like, that's my curiosity, because obviously she was 19, but what did the mama gain from this? Because questions. We have questions. That's all.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Bundy talking about it making me want to watch it, because I should have just been watching it just to drag Rashida, because everybody knows I can't stand Rashida. If people think I can't stand Portia, I definitely can't stand Georgia Prune. So that'll be a reason for me to drag Georgia Prune, like for real, because I can't stand her. And
I don't like
that's
her
the reason why I didn't want to watch the show. Yeah, I do not like her at all. Like, she's a dummy, and she's more of a dummy. And that was a great point to know that he's been fucking with her since she was 19. And like I just mentioned, hell, the brat said she was fucking with Kirk too. So
Show did. He wrote his number on the $100 bill. I remember that. I said, ooh. Well, girl, did you do it? And is he the reason why you decided to be with women?
Parents.
I mean, being with Kirk is like being in a lesbian love affair anyway. So if that is the case, I get it. I don't see how Rashida did it for so damn long.
Well, K. Michelle did call it a lesbian relationship, though. K. Michelle did call it a lesbian relationship. She did say that.
So for y'all that don't know, Terrence is still on one from his live from earlier, so that's why he came in here with all the smoke. Just so y'all know.
Child, them people pissed me off. Them people pissed me off.
And I'm laughing because I'm drinking some 1800. That's why I'm laughing. So
you drinking it out the bottle, Scotty. All day. You ain't, where your cup? Where your glass?
I ain't got no glass. I got a paper cup.
I'm fancy. I got my little cucumbers. I got my little lemon here with my vodka.
Okay.
Y'all, we really did
Well,
just skip right over the housewives.
yeah,
I mean, are we
yeah,
done
we
with
did.
it, or we just up here
I'm
shooting
trying
the
to get
shit?
back
Like,
to
what we
it.
doing?
I'm trying to get back. I'm getting back to it. I'm getting back to it. Now, the Native American argument. The Native American argument. What are y'all thoughts on this argument about Kenya wearing this Native American outfit to Fallon's Halloween party and how she brought up Lauren doing the same thing and bringing up Drew doing the thing. Now, what is y'all thoughts about the Native American discussion and
Well,
how she
I
got a
want
lot
to
of
say
votes?
something about that.
go ahead.
Y'all know I'm not much of a reader. I'm more of like a psychological talker. Let's talk through. So I'm just thinking, did y'all see that whenever Andy asked the question, he said that Bravo put out a statement first, then Kenya put out a statement. I remember that the night that all the stuff happened, she started saying it was part of her culture, just like she said at the reunion.
Mhm.
But I feel like she still only said something because Bravo put out that statement before.
Mhm.
Now, I think that Kenya would have done a good job admitting to it if she wouldn't have brought other people into it. You didn't have to bring up Drew, although Drew was a lie because that was definitely a Halloween costume.
That bitch watching my videos and she need to just admit it. Period.
Okay. Period.
I saw it. I saw people posting it, and then the pictures started resurfacing again.
Child talking about
Secrets are on YouTube.
we were in Louisiana and my grandmother made that costume. I was just
Bobby,
like,
I thought about
She-
you because you told us that you had a
She
conversation
did.
with us about that on the girls panel, and I was like, why have I heard this before? Because you
Right.
said it, but she never said anything to defend herself when Kenya brought it up on Twitter. Because people was dragging her the same night that happened, and Drew didn't say nothing about New Orleans. But then the picture that's going viral, the girl next to you is wearing a Geek Squad costume. So what ceremony was y'all doing? But do y'all see how we allowed Kenya to gaslight us and sidetrack us into Drew?
yeah.
Kenya would have done a lot better
Yeah.
if she didn't bring anybody else up. I think she was reaching by bringing up Portia. I think that Portia did a good job by not explaining what her sister was doing because it wasn't about Portia. It was about Kenya.
All
You're
I'll
right.
say
Kenya
is
did the same thing later on. She over responds to shit. Like you don't even need to do that. Like
Yes.
I forgot she was defending herself about the calling the little boy cringy shit. She's
Yes.
talking about, oh, you talked about Mark. Bitch, you did not need to do that. It was cringy. You could have left it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I'll just say, because I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Ken, you were full of shit. Point blank, in the period. Mostly due to the fact that you do not show up in the world as indigenous. You don't present that to us. Like with Amara La Negra, she presents herself as Afro-Latina. Both spectrum.
Dominicana.
That's how she portrays herself. You don't. Again, I'm pretty sure we all have done our ancestry. Like I said, I got a little bit of Asian, Irish, and some other shit, but I don't show up as that.
Right.
That is not my culture. It's a part of my lineage, but it's not my culture.
Right. I don't show up as the white people that fuck my people. No, I don't.
So all she had to say was, you know what? It was in my lineage. It was a lapse of judgment. I did it. I'm sorry. That's it. But the whole, well, my aunts stay on a reservation and all this other stuff. Like, you're trying to explain this away. And this is one of those where Kenya is a pageant
West
girl.
Virginia.
But this is a case of her talking too damn much.
Yeah.
She could have gave us a real simple and sweet, covered all the points, and been done with it. But all this extra,
even her posture. You're right about that Miss USA, Miss America shit, because her posture was even like really erect when she was like answering the questions.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I'm
gag
saying?
for me was the fact that we're talking about heritage or whatever. We're talking about Native American and everything. Here's the gag. Bitch, we talking about Halloween though. So those two things to me don't even connect. So if I pull my history, genealogy, whatever, and I find out that I'm connected to Africa and I may have a particular tribe, and I said this in my review, I would not feel comfortable trying on their attire and then walking around, parading around in that for Halloween. I just would not feel comfortable with that. And you would think her being older than me, she would have more sense to be like, okay, this is not how it's supposed to go. And then you try to turn around and connect it back to your history, your your family and stuff. But you telling us what everybody else did, but what you did. So that just didn't connect for me. And it goes back to Halloween for me. This was a costume.
Right.
Yeah.
Kenya is real
lying about that.
1990s with the I got Indian in my family because I got long hair shit.
Right.
Like, bitch, cut it out.
Right.
And that's the part I won't dispute, right? Because I'm like, yeah, you might have Indian in your family. But at the end of the day, with you knowing
black.
that you have that, why would you walk around and parade their stuff on
That was my
Halloween
point.
for me?
And that was my whole point. And I said that because I was like, we never wear our Indian costumes at Halloween, even though Mardi Gras and Halloween are both holidays that we dress up or in costume. Like, not the black people for the most part, but like white people and the people on the news, they love to actually put costumes on for Mardi Gras, like Halloween costumes. But nobody ever wears our Mardi Gras Indian costumes on Halloween. I don't think I've ever seen that done. So that's why I'm like, I know for a fact that if you really did hold something true to your lineage or to your family, you would not wear it on Halloween as a fucking costume. Like, you just would not do that. That's why it's not okay. And I've been wanting to say this for a while, Sakina. Come on, Blowout.
It's
Yeah.
cute, right? Ain't it cute?
Come on, Blowout. I'm here.
Yes,
That's so cute.
She like had turned her head at one point, and I was like, "That is really good." You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
The natural
I'm
blowout.
grateful.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gagging. I'm gagging
I love
at
it.
Sakina. Sakina ain't got to get up here and say shit. And if she do, the only thing she is gonna tell us is, "I told y'all," because she told us about Drew from the very damn beginning. And every last one of us
You
was
did
sitting up here
this.
like, "Girl, you reaching." And now you see how quiet she is because she's sitting up here saying, "I told you." Y'all
Oh
listen
no,
to the
I
next
need
5 minutes.
specific moments. I need specific moments. Okay, we can call Drew out now, but I ain't about to act like I felt like this the whole time or something like that, and I was just lying.
Yeah, I like
This
Drew.
was
I
just
love
putting
Drew
up
in
that
the
last
beginning.
part of the show.
Yeah, it went from love to like to
Yeah,
bitch you full of
she
shit.
did
Like,
this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
But
how it went for me.
Sakina was
On
feeling
her
it from the beginning, that self-righteousness shit. I think that's
It was
what
just
that was
something
about.
Yeah.
that she was just
Yeah.
doing too much for me.
And
But
like I said,
I'm not here to say that though. I'm not here to say that we all, different. Like, people get different vibes from different people. So if some people like her, that's fine. But it was just her personality just did not sit well with me. It was something about her
And
that
listen,
was just a no for me. Yeah.
The funny thing about it is, I found out in a reunion that Kenya and Latoya are both Aquarius. And when I tell y'all I get along so well with Aquarius, that's why I was like, that's why I feel like there are times, even with Latoya, where I'm like, bitch, I'm not mad at you. Like, there's even times,
again.
where I'm like,
Yes.
I don't even disagree. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Kenya, even though it's that mother shit. I'm sorry, but it's that whole I can't have a good relationship with most women because of my mama shit that stops me from really fucking with her. Because that season when she got pregnant and she wasn't on here, and she seemed like she was being such a good friend to Candy, being supportive with Portia while she was pregnant too, Shamia, like, I was here for her. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
And then she came this season and slut shame everybody over some big dick. And I was just kind of like, yep, nope, not my type of hype.
I feel that. My best friend is an
Are you a
Aquarius.
Kenya ass was mad because she
You're a
didn't pay
Gemini,
her
right,
fare.
Bobby?
That's why Kenya ass was mad.
Yes.
She ain't
I'm
get
a
to pay her
Gemini.
fare.
Okay.
But girl,
Aquarius
you
is
could have let Bolo do it.
But Bolo was for the streets, for real. Like, I really feel like if she really wanted to get down with him, she could have. Because it's not like he was like, just only after Portia. He was on all of them hoes. So if they wanted to get down with, if she wanted to get down with him, I really feel like she could. She just did.
She's not that type of personality to let herself like have that moment, even if it's what she wanted to do or needed. She's always gonna remember, I'm a pageant queen and I can't act like that. But the truth of the matter is, deep down, you wish you probably would have though.
Side note, I'm starting a GoFundMe to get Bolo to come down to Dallas for my bachelorette party.
So you trying
to invite me without inviting me?
And I'm gonna find out what's on the menu.
Okay. Tell them not wear that fit though. That disingenuous
The
Gucci.
Yeah,
Chanel.
don't wear
Chanel,
that.
that's
Don't
like
It's on the same
Chanel.
label.
Chanel, whatever that
Well,
nigga
all I
don't
gotta
wear
say is,
that.
Bolo, just come
well, all
here
I gotta
naked
say
with the
is
song
this.
Just
swinging.
wear the
That's all
clear
I
That's
want to
box.
see.
it.
Come
That's
here naked
it.
with it swinging.
All
That's
I
what
can
you
say
do.
is this: being
Where's my daughter?
that Kenya is an Aquarius like myself, I'm pretty sure she wanted to fuck Bolo. I mean, she is an Aquarius like myself, fucking nymphos. At the end of the day, if we look at a person, we know we gonna sleep
Then
with
what
them.
is
So
she
I
doing
know
with
she
Mark?
fucking
Right,
She
that's
can't do
my
nothing.
thing. Kitty clicking.
She
That's
can't
what
do
they
anything.
doing. Kitty
Oh my
clicking and bumping persons. That's all she can do. What with Miss Marquina Daily Everlasting? I don't see it for that girl.
I
They
love when
can't do
Terrence talk
anything.
like that. It's not funny to me.
It's like I want Kenya. Like my thing, what frustrated me was I wanted Kenya to understand that a long time ago. That's the issue that I have. It's like I want somebody to get it, but I want them to get it right then. It's like
Mhm.
after 2 seasons of this, you on my nerves with this. And then I'm constantly telling you the same thing. That's why I understood Cynthia and Candy's frustrations with it. It's like we done told her this already. How many more times do I got to be a friend and let her know, girl, get about this shit? It's dumb. He don't want you.
Loud and
Be
clear.
a mama. Be the strong, independent black woman and be the example for your daughter. Because you damn sure would have want Brooklyn to be allowing a man to play with her heart the way he playing with yours. You a killer.
Absolutely.
So set the example.
but also another thing about Aquarius though, when it comes down to a relationship, we can know that a person don't want us, and sometimes we don't know how to let go, and she clearly doesn't know how to let go. She's willing to
Shit,
I
say
get
that's
that, but when you
I
got
think that's
but
kids,
everybody
whatever
bro,
line,
you better
goddamn.
figure it out.
Yes, y'all.
Because it's not fair to that child. Much like I said on my review, I get sick and tired of people saying I stayed in this bullshit for my child. Quit putting that on the child. Quit putting that on that baby. That's not fair.
But,
Especially when they're young
but
as Brooklyn is. What good is it to have that if he's not there?
Mhm.
He's not there now.
well, that's the same. But that's the same excuse that Tara used to make on Love and Hip Hop when it came down to Peter Guns. Her excuse always was, "It's for the boys' sake. It's for the kids.
For
It's
the
for the
kids.
kids. It's for the kids.
For the kids.
It's always
No,
for
it
the
wasn't.
kids."
Them having tit for tat kids, like I said. Fuck that shit. Like Tara.
She
I
said
ain't
tit for
never
tat
seen people
kids.
add more responsibility onto their life for some tit for tat shit with another bitch. Like, like, whoa, bitch, more
Literally
king.
ping ponging. I'm pregnant. No, I'm pregnant. No, I'm pregnant.
And
Like,
and
oh wow.
and the funny part is Tara really thought she was gonna have the last baby until Amina went and hit up with the checkmate, like, no, I'm actually pregnant right now. Funniest
was
shit
saying
ever.
it
Thought
right.
she was better than Amina too. That was the thing for me. Tara always thought she was better than her. Like, bitch,
Because her
you're
R's
not,
were
though.
hard. She thought she was better than Amina because all her R's were hard. Like, like Amina
You
speaks
talking
another
about
language, bitch. Calm down.
etiquette classes and shit. Girl,
Yeah.
sit down.
Girl, your man got dirty feet. Get the fuck out of here, okay?
Dirty
Okay.
feet.
You
And
stay in
don't
a basement level apartment
God, yeah.
with your
shitty
ex-rich
feet,
baby
girl.
daddy.
Girl, yeah.
Shitty feet.
What the fuck?
Period.
God, white people feet for real.
I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with none of y'all up here on this damn panel. I am not playing with y'all. Anyway,
You don't brought them
now
up.
let's talk. I'm just saying, I wasn't expecting y'all to go in like that, child. But I think I was the only one who liked Tyra up here because I did like her. But
I know. I like Tara.
Very
I
stupid.
like Tara. I like Tara a lot, and I've always been on her side. But she was stupid and a fool for getting pregnant by that nigga the second damn time. But I like her.
bullshit.
Just because I like it don't mean I ain't gonna tell you the truth.
I like her to the extent.
But Sakina is not here for Tyra, child. You know when she ain't here for
You're
nobody,
not.
we gonna know she ain't here for him. But the next up is the kids. Now, they talked about Drew and Ralph as far as them letting JoJo get to know quote unquote old dad. I hate that old dad shit that they do. And they talked about Candy and Candy with her child support situation with Block, and they also talked about Drew confronting Kenya about a tweet that quote unquote robbed her child. Now, before we get into Drew, let's talk about Candy and her child support. Now, I talked about my live earlier.
I just wanted to say we really didn't talk about the whole Candy block thing, because if you watch that scene back, they spliced that in. So that wasn't even a part of that whole entire scene. That was some BS editing, but continue.
It was definitely some BS editing, because I caught that. Yes.
Yes, but however, they did put it in the show.
I feel like, okay, first of all,
my thing is, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Scotty. I'll be talking to you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead.
You should all be ready to go in. But first of all, Kenya, sis, you don't need to be tweeting on nobody's kids how you feel about anybody's children, okay? I think when it comes to her tweeting on anybody, nobody should not tweet on your kid and vice versa. Leave the kids out of it, especially if they don't have a consent or age enough to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I feel like when it came to Drew in this second daddy whole comment thingy conversation, y'all made it awkward for this boy. You know what I'm saying? To say that. But once again, I feel like that his Drew's son is a little bit nonchalant. And I feel like that he should have really just, I don't know. I don't want to say respect because he don't really know the boy like that. But at the end of the day, like, I feel like Drew and Ralph played a part in it being messy while introducing that boy to, his real daddy.
Right.
Yes.
I wish that Andy had one job for me. His job was to say, why are you referring to this man as old daddy? He didn't ask why. I would love to hear Drew explain why.
1,000.
You had one job.
And what was he called before Ralph? Please, like what the fuck?
Right. But even Andy was being petty, saying Josiah's meeting with old daddy. So I'm like, okay, he definitely gonna ask her what's up with the name, and he never did.
Unless they cut it out. Now I have a difference of opinion on the tweet. I didn't really feel like Kenya was talking about her child. I took it as she was talking about the situation.
I agree.
I felt like I cringed when I saw it.
Yeah, it wasn't about Josiah.
I think Drew overhyped that situation. In my opinion, I also want to highlight that I feel like she's purposely going after Kenya at the reunion because I felt like, what if Toya don't come back? Who's she gonna beef with? She couldn't take Candy when Candy was giving her that work. And then when it comes to Portia, she too far up Portia's ass. She's already cool with Cynthia. Y'all saw how Cynthia had her back against Kenya. So I feel like, who else? And then a lot of these new people that come on the show, they don't really go at Kenya or whoever is the villain at the time. They don't really go at that person. So I think Drew, in order to, make her claim to fame and being able to be on this show, I think she sought out Kenya, and then of course Toya was an easy target as well.
Well, what I'll say
because even when they was talking to Kenya, Drew found the way to give small oh yeah, she's reaching. And it's just like, girl, you gonna get red in a minute. Relax.
Okay, so first off, I want to say I want Drew to come back for one reason. Is because, and we can agree to disagree on this, Portia ain't a friend to nobody on this damn show, and every person she's been a friend with, she's turned her back on them and sold them up the river.
Every single person on the stage.
So Drew, please come back so you can get your just desserts for that. That's number one. Number two, Drew lacks a certain level of intelligence and comprehension skills, because first and foremost, the tweet did not come from Kenya. Yeah, she retweeted, so what? But if you have the mental capacity, the ability, the wherewithal, and the comprehension skills, you would clearly see it had nothing to do with your son. But what you wanted was a moment. And that's all that you wanted to try to show us, that you had range in your acting skills, which you really didn't have any, because what you did is you pulled the Candace because you never cried like this, and then all of a sudden your voice shit, and then when
you don't get out my face with that bullshit, Drew.
When it was all said,
Drew, that's exactly how I know Drew ain't had no real work since TLC. I already knew that because she can't act a script about the whole Florida thing. She can't cry on cue. She can't sing when it came down to Cynthia's wedding. It's like, girl, you had so many opportunities to get you a moment and you fucked it up.
Tara, she was trying to get an EGOT. That's what she was going for. But I'm gonna say this and be done with it. When you tried to get this performance, shut you down by saying, and I'm paraphrasing, I stand by everything I said, and you had not one word for what she said. Case dismissed.
I agree.
Y'all know how tired Drew
Well,
is.
for me, I feel
moment.
she was definitely looking for a moment, and I don't think that the tweet that Kenya tweeted was about her, like Jamie said. I think it was, I don't think it was about her child. It was more about the situation at hand because it was cringy to watch. But I think that being that Kenya doesn't like Drew and how it'll look, I think that it was the wrong move to retweet it because it's going to automatically be looked at as though the first thing people want to use is, you talked about my child, you talked about my child. That's going to be the first thing they use. So I think that she probably shouldn't have retweeted it. But at the same time, the tweet was no different from what everybody up here said. It was cringy to watch. And on top of that, like Tina said, and just like y'all said, and Terrence and Jamie, she wanted a moment.
Yeah. I feel like this, though. I honestly feel like Drew went this whole season on Twitter. I get back and forth with Kenya on Twitter and this, that, and this. So myself personally, I felt like, Drew gave Kenya a window and her ass climbed through it. I wasn't all the way upset for what Kenya, because even in my reviews, I was like, well, I'm kind of here for her, giving us something real finally. She's giving us something real about the baby and, the daddy or whatever. And I had people in my comments like, really? I won't fill in that damn scene. All of them say, and I had to be the only one that was kind of here for it. So I stand corrected. I said, this is the only real thing she gave us, but everybody else said, girl, hell no, I ain't like that. So my thing to Drew is, if you're gonna be mad with Kenya, be mad with everybody else now.
I just want to bring up one other thing, and the read that Kenya gave her about the whole daddy being on the same roof. Let me be clear. It fell flat in the motherfucker because it made no sense. But it gave us the intended thing, because when I tell you that it put a ball in Drew's throat and she have nothing to say, mission was accomplished, but that read was
because it was some dumbass shit to say from the very beginning. Nothing is perfect in your life, and not everybody is under the same roof in your life. So that wasn't even something smart to say from the beginning, but that's Drew's problem. She is obviously one of them crazy ass church people that think I can just say bullshit out of my mouth and it'll just be taken as fact because I said it. Yeah, no. No. But
it also shows us that Drew wasn't quick with it, because all you had to say is, you know what, you might be right, but guess what? My husband is free and he lives with me. Your husband is in New York and he been at the whole quarantine. Like, Drew could have came back with so much shit, but you just...
Yeah, she's not...
But Drew really couldn't say nothing about nobody's husband either. Drew can't read nobody about their husband. Drew would have had to come with a better read. She would have had to came about her hair or her makeup.
That's why she tried to deal with that comment.
Definitely.
I was like, why would she? Y'all see when she said something about the love that your mom didn't give you, and I feel like you were not here to experience the situations between Kenya and her mom. So why are you bringing that up? She's
a fan.
But Claudia did the same thing with NeNe in season 7 in Puerto Rico. Some of what Claudia threw at NeNe, she wasn't on the show for, but it was out there. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Don't bring up nothing from the past. All right, I'm gonna get you together like them bitches in the comedy got me together. Don't bring up nothing from the past now. All right, because anytime you bring up something from the past, they get in their feelings.
No, listen, we could bring up shit from the past, but let's not be ridiculous about it, okay? At the end of the day, when you want to bring up something from the past, let it be something that adds to a consistent issue. And at the end of the day, Kenya not dealing with her fucking mommy issues is the reason why she would mark dumbass. It's the reason why she can't have long-lasting relationships with other women, because she got all of this issue and shit with her mom. And the thing about Kenya, this episode that I love, is that she took the power out of Drew's situation. She took the wind from under her sails when she told her, yes, I know. My mom is the reason why I'm with this old dog ass nigga. I know. I'ma figure it out. I ain't got it figured out yet, but bitch, neither do you, because whatever going on with you and your husband, whether it was true or not, you was willing to lie about it on this fucking show. And everybody knows that reality TV will fuck your relationship up as it is. You don't need to add nothing on to that. Okay. Child, Drew fell flat. Kenya fell flat slightly, if not for the fact that Kenya was justified in feeling how she felt about the things that Drew were coming at her with. Because, let's not forget, at the end of the day, Kenya, you did start it with the bitch, calling her a stray.
Right.
When you hadn't even really met her. You started it.
I wish you didn't. Toya, I knew Drew was gonna be fishing the way she'd been fishing out. I would have wished that Kenya had not said anything, because Drew is.
But when did they record their confessionals? Because it seems like when you look back at it, Drew was on Kenya's head before she even got to see what Kenya said about her in the confessional to call her a stray.
No, they had told her about that though.
Oh,
yeah, I think. Yeah, they told her.
Okay.
Because I think that was also a part of the conversation about her hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And not just that, production will leak that information to cast members to gear up drama. So she was one way or the other.
Yes.
And I have to agree with that.
They needed something. The producers needed to step it up a little bit to kind of get in everybody's ear, because this was a trash season. So absolutely.
Dumpster garbage. Okay.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that I feel like Drew was reaching with the whole stray thing, because it was more so for me. I feel like it was a dig towards girl, and not her marriage as a whole. Like, I feel like Drew was trying to make it seem like she was attacking her union with her husband, when it was just like, okay, yeah, she said straight plural, but I didn't take it like she was coming for her and Ralph. I don't know. Was I the only one who felt that way? But like, I just
did y'all see how Drew sat up there and started crying and said, "It's so hard to put your whole life out here to the public."
This is
ma'am.
horrible.
What do you think everybody else on the stage
they've been doing this quick for years.
What do you?
Yes, Jamie.
I was like, this is so
horrible, baby.
Drew tried out for this shit 3 times though. So it's not as if Drew didn't know what she was getting herself involved in.
But Terrence,
this was your third time, and all you had to show us is this shit. That's what you need to be mad at.
But Terrence, listen, this woman done been on Disney Channel. She been on CW with The Game. She was Eddie's girlfriend on That's So Raven. She was in the TLC on VH1 or whatever.
Symbol.
She should know better acting than this. This was more of a Lifetime movie on a Saturday night premiere. Fix My Lifetime-ish type actress. This was horrible, baby. Because this was not it.
Her acting very much so.
When it's Josiah,
be a Liam movie in life.
When it's all said and done, she'll be able to go meet up with Tyler Perry and be on one of his trash ass shows, because that's all the fuck she gave us was a Tyler Perry production. Acting.
Well, they need to send her ass right over to the Oval, because that show is trash as hell.
She gonna come in and say, "Mr. Perry, my throat sore. I can't stand this part," and he gonna get rid of that hoe.
No, it wasn't. I'm so disappointed in you. I feel like you're so irresponsible. It was
never forgive you.
No, everything that
What you say,
No,
Niecy?
baby, that was a mess. That was a
I
mess.
said I had a bullet point everything that Drew said that was some bullshit. First, she started out saying, I'm shaking. Then she said, as a mother. Then she said, look at what your mother didn't give you. I'm so disappointed. I will never forgive you. She was pulling out of Portia's book the same way Portia read Eva down, talking about, nah, we good. So I was like, girl, that whole thing was scripted. I cannot.
Did you
You
catch
gotta
at the end when
at the
she said
finger
she was
point.
mortified when it came down to the girl going into Toya's room to say, I was mortified. I said,
Yes,
bitch,
Jamie.
take it. She need another
She
break.
tried to act
Give her another
like
break.
it was
Girl,
happening.
bye.
She
I'm
was saying how she
sorry. I was
was
mortified as well.
but then you say you
I
sent her away.
cringed.
You don't make sense.
I cringed
What
so
are you talking
hard.
about? And
I
why was she
cringed
in
so
there? Like,
hard. I was like, Drew, baby, this
why
ain't
did she
it.
go in there?
Go ahead,
Oh,
put me
wait.
on reading and let me say them words.
I wanted to say this to Scotty because this was from when you did a live before. All that Drew was missing was to say to Kenya, "You hurt me to my core."
Yes.
She did say that.
Listen,
Me
that
and
She
you.
absolutely
Oh
did
my
say,
God.
you hurt me to my core.
Wait,
yes.
You could have
That
been
did.
on season
She
one.
did.
child.
She absolutely said that
She-
shit because I remember like not a Mimi.
Okay.
Right.
That was-
Yeah.
Me.
Yes.
I was like, who
That
said
was a
that? It was
Mimi.
me.
That-
Oh my God. So we doing
That
another
was
hip hop
that-
now?
you-
Girl.
That will go down in reality TV history.
Well, look, the fact that she quotes
Baby, that line is
exactly what
crazy.
she need to be is on VH1 because she doesn't fit this cast. And with the
No.
White Elephant, the fact that you couldn't give $1,000 gift shows us you don't need to be on this damn franchise.
Give her another season.
She went out
Give her
bad.
another
Listen, she
season.
Drew
can't give
came
it.
in strong, but she ended out flat as hell. Like it was
Drew-
terrible.
Yes.
Drew can't give that. Y'all know
Right.
she owed $30K on the tax lien, so
Yes,
she
she
better
does.
use this check that she getting from Bravo Andy to pay that whole off. That's what
She
I
better
want
go
you to
try
do,
out
Drew.
a couples retreat.
And
That's
Jamie,
what
I
she
think
do.
she
Her
did it so flat because she reminded me of the same way Claudia Jordan. This is why I didn't like Claudia Jordan. Claudia Jordan came in so hard that she was doing too much. And I feel like that's what happened with Drew. Her reads at first was like, okay, cute. But then every single time you was fishing for a moment, I was like, girl, I'm tired of it. Next.
Right.
You
She was
Girl.
doing.
No,
She
I
was
watched
definitely
that
doing
season
too
over.
much.
Season over with Claudia, like not too long ago, like a month or two ago, and I was like, it was her constantly going after Nene. After a while, I was like, all right, Claudia, yeah, like it was cute when you ran her down in Puerto Rico, but like after a while, it was like she just kept fucking with Nene, and it's like, girl, yeah, at this point, bitch, are you searching for your moment? Like it was definitely giving what
Oh,
Drew
yeah.
is giving now.
Claudia was horrible.
I was here for it because if you go back, I believe it was season 2, how every time Nene got a chance, she kept going for Candy.
Yes, she
Yeah.
hated Candy.
She was getting her just desserts. She was getting her comeuppance. Like you wanted to keep coming for Candy because not only were you threatened by her because she was self-made. So now you're getting it back season 7 with Claudia coming for you every chance we got. And I'm still
It
trying to
just
figure
looks
out
bad.
why is it that Nene never got anything to come to her when she called her a half-breed. I still can't believe Bravo let her slide with that comment.
Right.
Still
At the end
can't.
of the day, people can say what they want, but I agree with y'all on this one. I feel like Nene deserved every bit of that action
Me
she got
too.
from Claudia. It honestly, it had been
Period.
seasons of her being able to bully the piss out of people, and nobody did anything. The one moment, the two moments, when her and Sheree got into it, that might have been one of the only moments where Sheree was able to check her because her teeth did look bad.
And Marlo.
And then Marlo too, but that was always still her little sidekick. So even if she did get with her, it wasn't the same effect. And then when Claudia got in that ass, somebody else got in that ass. No, Candy, when Candy said, I don't be raising up on your ass.
Candy.
Like that was the one time.
Get the blowing up.
That was but you know what though? Nene would always say shit, but she would never get in her face like that again. She never
Right.
rolled up on Candy like that again
Yeah.
after that moment. But I still felt like it was at that point when Candy came on the show, Nene felt intimidated because now I can't really be the big bitch in charge because now they got somebody that actually is known in the music industry and has Grammys and actually has money. she's gonna come on the show and blow me out the water. Like that's what Nene's fear always was. And in all honesty, instead of Nene getting over that emotion that she would have, she kind of ostracized a lot of the women. And now you turn around and Claudia is on Fox Soul saying that that's the reason why she won't be as successful as she could have been, is because she burnt too many bridges. And Claudia would be 100% right.
Correct. I
That's
agree.
facts.
She was. She was most definitely right, and a lot of people were mad. Yeah, she was cashing a Trump check. She was on. Yeah, she was on Glee. You know, she bragged about being on Glee, playing that damn lifeguard, whatever the fuck she played. She was on the New Normal for one season. She thought she was doing the damn thing. Celebrity Apprentice.
Well, I heard the people had to read. I heard the people had to read the script to her because she was illiterate. Now that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard.
Was she reading the script at that season 12 reunion? Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I saw when she put that laptop down, I saw like a little part of some word or something.
I'm just saying what the people said. I ain't saying it's true. I ain't starting no rumors. I'm just saying what the folks were saying.
Listen. Because she had to write them reads down at this last reunion, so child, listen.
Did she, child? Girl, she put the Kaya on us with the written reads. I said, Lord have mercy.
Yeah. She had to write them reads down. She had to write them damn reads down, honey. She had to write them down, okay? And like we said before, Nene was a bully. She tried to bully everybody, and the only people that she could not get away with this shit with was Kandi, Claudia, and who else? Who else did Bundy say? I know it was Kandi and Claudia. Not and Sheree.
Marlo?
Those were the only ones that was giving her a run for her damn money. Oh, and Marlo. But you know, Marlo was still her sidekick, like Bundy said, though. She was still her sidekick. So what she did really didn't have, really wasn't shit. Because she was going to be right back up her ass anyway. But, and another thing about Nene, even though she's not on the show, Nene was used to saying whatever she wanted to say to people. But when it came down to her, she couldn't take it. She could dish it, but she never could take it. Like, she could make all types of jokes about people in her confessionals and shit, but when somebody said it to her face, she couldn't take it. Like, I ain't.
That Evelyn shit.
Nah, girl.
That's that Evelyn and basketball wives shit. That's
right. But you know they both Sagittarius, though. You know they both Sagittarius now. They got the same signs, child. So.
Child, that's why I don't fool with the frowsy ass Sagittarius. I got a wild hair up my ass. I used to date one.
Me too. I dated 3 and they were all trash. Kandi and Block, I know that like I said, they just, sliced that shit into the show. But me and Terrence talked about this on his live earlier, and I just want to say that a lot of people, it just triggered the fuck out of me when we was talking about Kandi and Block, because people love to give these deadbeat fathers like excuses and shit like that. And because Kandi got money, they feel like she shouldn't be asking for, the child support money. But it's Riley's money, and that's what is owed to Riley. Like, Block wasn't in her life, so why can't he pay up?
Okay,
I don't get what's the problem with that.
It's owed to her.
Yeah, I don't get the problem with it. Yeah, exactly. Like, why don't you just give her what she's owed? You know what I mean? And like I said, like Terrence said earlier, like Riley is over the age, so the money don't have to go to Kandi. It can go straight to her account, and she can do whatever she want to do with it. And people keep saying, Kandi got money she should be asking for, but Block got money too. So why he ain't paying his child support?
Right.
It's just that simple.
And he even went on to like a radio station saying that, the girl, Riley doesn't reach out to him and stuff. And I'll just never agree with a parent that's not active in the child's life, expecting the child to be the person to reach out. I just, disagree with that. So you got to pay up. Get that girl her money. That's your fault. Had you been doing what you need to do from the beginning, this could have been all avoided. So, it is what it is. Pay that girl her money. And I'm glad Kandi went and got her money, because here's the thing I said on my review. The Rockefellers do not give a SHI nor a T. They getting everybody money. They want all our money while we sitting here right now. So do you think, like, even the IRS, like they want our money. So why is it an issue for Candy to not want to get the extra money that's owed to her child. Makes no
Agreed.
sense.
Hey guys.
Exactly.
Sorry. Agreed. Agreed. Because at the end of the day, you know what? At first, I was like, why would Candy don't need that? And da 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 da. But when she explained it, I was like, if it's owed to you, I want every fucking penty. Because you don't get to have kids and take no responsibility for them for their entire lives. And then at the end of it, it's like, oh, you all right because you got money. No, motherfucker. Get that little girl her money. Okay?
Right.
Somebody should have been helping Candy raise that little girl. Nobody gives a fuck that you had a baby mama that you was in a relationship with when you decided to have unprotected sex with Candy over and over again to the point of getting her pregnant. Because let's not act like it was just like some one night stand shit. You was fucking with Candy and then gonna have this girl and then act like she was the main and Candy blew up your spot and that's why you didn't want to be a father to your child. You're scum of the earth and it doesn't matter how you shape it. So in all honesty, get every dime that you can get out of him as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I got
definitely.
The first thing is a lot of the people doing all the talking are the same ones that probably got money, but somebody owe you $10 or $50, but you still want your $10, $50. It's the same thing. 1, 2, and I believe it was Terrence's live earlier where it was mostly females that had internalized misogyny and were very male identified. I think one person said Candy could have aborted the baby. Like it was a lot in the comments.
And they could have not even commented it. What the fuck? You could have saved your comment.
But it was and the thing is, like, it's crazy because these are women commenting on another woman, where you should be standing in the gap for this woman. Like, yeah, pay what is owed. And again, college is expensive because there are some. I know when I was in college, my father still had to pay my mother child support while I was in college. So that does exist. But for these women to say that, so it's like you're signing.
NYU is extremely expensive, just to put it out there. The school that Riley is going to, I know because I tried to get in.
But y'all know Block gonna claim that. Yeah, you know, I'm the one that put Riley in college.
This is my thing.
He gonna claim that.
And I said this in my life. I said all of y'all women, it's easy to do shit like that until the shit happens to you. And then you get dealt with a fucked up ass nigga that ain't doing shit for your child while you working 2-3 jobs, struggling. You don't know how you gonna feed the baby plus yourself. Don't know how you gonna get to work because you ain't got no money to get no gas in the car. And you gonna look back on this situation. It doesn't matter whether Candy could be a multi-millionaire. Bitch, at the end of the day, so was Block. So why is it solely up to Candy to carry the baby, have the baby, nurture the baby, teach the baby everything it needs to do, teach him how to walk, teach him how to piss, teach him how to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it always it's on the mom? That's the thing that bothers me. And then when you got women sitting up in there taking up that fuck shit, either they gone through that and that's why they're stuck in that position, or they honestly feel that way.
Or they with a man right now that ain't. They with a man right now that ain't taking care of their child, okay?
Yes.
And that money is taken from their pocket.
Exactly.
That's why Summer Walker was trying to talk about. Who was she trying to talk about?
Y'all, I can't stand stuff.
Baby mama or something.
Yeah,
London on the track when she was trying to justify, or no, Future. Was it Future?
It was Future.
It was Future.
Yes, it was Future. Mm-hmm.
I was like, bitch, what?
A lot of them be coming from that point of view. They birds. They want to ride by they trifling ass men and be trifling together.
I can't stand Summer Walker.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do.
But no,
that's exactly what they want to do. But like the music, I don't
It's
like the
funny
music, so I can't even lie on that part. But how?
Listen to her music.
I heard one YouTuber say something to the effect of Lord, what they saying, it struck a little nerve with me when they was like, well, you know, Candy knew that, you know, he had a girlfriend, a baby, a fiance, whatever the hell she was supposed to be. So, you know, I don't know what Candy was expecting. Riley wasn't going to get the same level of treatment that his kids was going to get from the person that he was with. No, bitch, fuck you. At the end of the day, it took the both of them to lay down and have that little girl, and therefore he needs to be responsible for taking care of it. Period. Because Riley didn't ask to be here in this. Riley didn't ask for that.
Mm-hmm.
But even if Candy,
so both of them need to be responsible and take care of it. Like that really pissed me off.
But no,
Candy knew. He knew.
Candy wasn't the one in the fucking relationship. It was Block.
He knew.
And again, why everybody keep wanting to sit here and blame the woman? Granted, yes, Candy plays a role. Block was the motherfucker in the relationship. So if you chose to sit here, lay it low and spread it wide, shout out to Mama Evelyn, then guess what, bro? That's on you. You was in a. People are fucking stupid.
Right, I'm telling you.
But you know they do that a lot though, because I see women all the time. They be like, that's their excuse when it comes down to this Candy and Block argument, and he do an interview or something like that, and he'll say some shit like, "Well, I was in a relationship and Candy blew my spot up." And when he say that, these women jump into the comments and be like, "Well, Candy knew that he was married, or Candy knew he was in a relationship. She knew that when she laid with him. So what does she expect him to do when it comes down to her child? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you fuck Candy. You got her. She's no different from your other kids. So I don't understand why women try to use that excuse as a way to try to justify his mistreatment of his child. It doesn't matter how the child got there. You made it. It takes two to tango and make it. She didn't do it by herself. You did it right along with her. And not to mention, also, that, back to what Yarrell mentioned, what happened in Terrence's life was just disgusting because somebody said, well, Candy had the option to abort the fucking child. Candy had the option to abort it. Like, why say that? That was ridiculous. That pissed me off when I saw that this morning. That pissed me off. Like, the lengths that people will go to justify bullshit is ridiculous. They never hold the man accountable.
And probably was trying to make sure. They probably was raised by a single parent themselves.
Always the woman. Exactly. They be killing me. But what came up next was Drew and Ralph discussing Tampa, what really happened in Tampa, whatever cockamamie story they came up with about what happened in Tampa, and Drew calling Kenya out for making quote unquote inappropriate remarks about Ralph, and when all she said was that but Portia said he was cute too. So what's the big deal?
Hell, Candy Auntie damn near had her hand in the man's pants.
Right. Like Drew, you mad at me. Because Drew, I straight up said on my live that I'll fuck your husband. Now Kenya ain't saying nothing like that. Kenya ain't say that. Kenya ain't said she wanted to ride him like a stallion like I want to do. Kenya ain't said she wanted, to shove the dick down her throat like I want him to do. Kenya ain't said nothing like that. She ain't said I want him to pull my hair, smack my ass, and make me call him daddy like I want him to do. She didn't say that. She said the man was handsome.
Terrence.
That was all she said. It wasn't nowhere nearly as
it was the forcefulness
as
for
she
me.
was with Holly.
That's the shoving in the throat thing that took me out, made me want to back away from the screen. I'm just gonna say this.
I mean, I'm just being real.
At the end of the day, Ralph is he got a nice, body and all of that. And people ask Kenya that shit because they know she liked to flirt with other people's husbands. But Kenya has obviously learned her lesson because all she did was say he was nice looking. It don't look like she was ever in that man's presence or in his face like that. So let's not act like she was flirting with your husband. That was a lie. That was some bullshit. Okay. Yeah. And you're disrespectful as fuck because if you would have said that I flirted with your husband and I know I didn't, I probably would have tried to beat your ass for trying to make it seem like I'm the type of person that would do that. But Kenya has already done that. So low key is kind of like, calm down, bitch. You actually did that before. This is not that time. Okay. And that's why I'm not going to bring up old shit. Okay. But what I am going to say is, Drew, you out of pocket. Like, why would you even say some shit like that? Because she said he was nice looking. Like, that was the only person that had said he was nice looking. The fuck?
She wants a problem with Kenya. But Kenya should have told her, you need to worry about the women that was down in Tampa flirting with your man. Why you over here worrying about me? Because we still on that. We're still on that. Who was flirting with your man in Tampa? But you're worried
Yeah.
about
Thank you,
me.
Jamie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Jamie, that has been
Florida
my
Panhandle,
argument
bitch.
this whole time.
But they kept going
Like, you
back
worried
to
about the
that.
wrong shit.
King tried to act like she didn't keep commenting on Ralph's body, but she did that on the reunion stage. That was like one of the first things that happened. They played like one flashback and they tried to act like it was only one time that she was talking about it. But as soon as they came out and the question was like, is Ralph a personal trainer? His body is amazing. She was like,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
she did.
like, you might have
No,
it's hard.
that's not the same thing as flirting with him.
It's not the same thing. But that's definitely not the same thing. But Pena really tried to act like it was only one time that she was being complimentary when it's really every chance you get.
Well, we can tell that Kenya's a
Right.
pick me and a thirst bucket. Like I think everybody can tell she's a pick me thirst bucket.
Right.
That's why you're with Mark, and that's why you allow him to disrespect you the way you do, and say I'm gonna keep my ring on, even though we're not divorced yet. Even though I filed for divorce, I'm gonna keep my ring on until we're not married anymore, until the papers are signed.
Because I take my
Sounded dumb
marriage,
as fuck.
my marriage
Right,
serious,
it's so
even though my
serious.
husband doesn't.
Not serious
I
enough for
don't
y'all to
care.
live in the same damn house, though.
Girl,
And I'm
Remedy
trying to
blocking all
understand.
that shit.
I'm really trying to understand how it was not easier for y'all to live together during the pandemic. Everybody was leaving New York. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, look,
It would have been
listen,
the easiest thing.
if it wasn't a pandemic, their relationship they would have been able to be together and figure things
When
out.
she said
Y'all
that, I could
wasn't
have passed
together
the
before.
fuck out. I said, girl, that don't make no sense. If that man was really
No.
trying to do two things, keep a business and be with you, he would have moved his business to Atlanta where he was still
Facts.
able to do it, did that fucking DoorDash and Uber Eats shit, and moved into your house
Period.
with you and his baby and made it work in Atlanta, because it's not promising in New York even now. So the fact that he stayed there just shows he was trying to stay away from you.
you. I think it would have sped up the process too had he come down. I think that he would have really knew, like, this is not it. We can go ahead and file these papers today.
But that's what makes him so fucked up, because he wants to keep her on the leash, even though he probably knows that already, because he treats her like he don't like her.
I don't think he fucked up though.
Yep.
I think she is to know that he has that leash there and she's continuing to be on it. I think it's
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
I think it's both of them, but I think to me he's fucked up because I feel like he probably somebody that's fucked up in life. When we heard about them other kids that he don't really, help with, when we didn't heard about the way he didn't really want his parents involved, so he got issues with the parents. Something is wrong with that nigga. Like, so I definitely feel like the fucked upness in Kenya sought out the fucked upness in him.
Ain't that something? She done met herself in a man. That's crazy.
That's unfortunate. You should pray and rebuke that.
I
It's
keep
weird.
telling y'all. That is T.S. Miss Marquina Daily Everlasting. That ain't no damn man. That ain't no man. Twig and berries do not a man make. A man takes care of his kids, all of them. A man respects his wife. A man is there to take care of the household. A man is there to be the protector of his wife. That's what a man is. That is T.S. Miss Marquina Daily Everlasting. All right? She's more submissive than I am, and that's why he can't deal with Kenya. All right? He need a real man, and Kenya ain't it. Drew, you better watch Ralph around Miss Marquina Daily while you bullshitting.
I don't trust Ralph. I just don't. Something about his energy, how he portrays himself. I just don't trust him. Period.
Nobody trusts his wife either. They're just two questionable ass people.
Like I said, his
That's why when Kenya tried to play this thing about, well, I was gonna ask him to leave the house, but I saw how Brooklyn was looking at him and us being in the bed. Girl, if you don't get out my face with that bullshit.
Every time she makes excuses for him, it just is the instant.
So Terrence, I have a question for you. I just want to know, what is your theme song? Is it Salt and Pepper's I Take Your Man, or is it Betty Wright's Cleanup Woman? Which one?
Actually, my song is Lady Salt. I got your man and you can't do anything about it. You think that he is coming back to you, but I doubt it. That's my song.
I doubt it.
Lord Jesus, I can't with y'all.
I better ask Lady Salt. She said the best thing. Period. All right. I feel just like how MasterCard told Shamia, girl, I'll fuck your man. And I believe every word of what MasterCard said to Shamia. So Shamia better leave MasterCard alone.
But Shamia, man, ain't even desirable. Anybody stun that man?
Girl, I never
Probably
even
because he
seen
got
it.
money.
But let me say this.
Yeah,
So I
African.
feel like that everybody should come back for next season. Even Drew, even Latoya, because I feel like
I
that
think they
it
are.
brings a different energy with an exception of Candy and Cynthia. Those two need to just have their own little spin-offs or whatever they're doing
Yeah,
and bring out
I agree.
bring back the rest of the women. I think
If
this
they
is
bring
the
Yeah.
back Drew, they need to bring back Latoya. That's how
They
I
yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And if they get rid of
go ahead and
Cynthia,
bring
they
both
need
of
to
them
get
back.
rid of Candy Ass too.
To be honest, after seeing everything that's happened with Latoya's situation at home, if she actually is going to be able to give of her personal life, I would like to see her on the show because I think she's entertaining.
Mhm.
However, I'm wondering if she's going to be genuine because we've already seen that she knows how to come and go to work. And that's great and everything. But for longevity on the show and not just to come in and be a fly by night, it would be cool if you were actually giving of yourself in an authentic way. And I don't know if she will actually be able to give that because of how much she wants to pop. So I don't know. But if they do have her back, I wouldn't be upset.
I
Okay,
couldn't either.
that makes sense.
I wouldn't either. To be real, because she is good for reality
Let's see
TV.
what else.
Mhm.
She is. As much as I don't like Latoya, I wouldn't mind her coming back because if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have had certain moments this season if it wasn't for
True.
her. So I can give her that much.
Wait. Somebody in
let
the
me-
comments says that they don't think Andy likes Latoya. Y'all think that?
I never.
Shout
I
Andy
they
know
always
what the
say
money
Andy gonna
resides,
like
honey.
somebody if
He's
they always
whatever
make
he
their
want
way
to
back to the
be.
show.
Child, I don't know if
Yeah.
Andy likes anybody except for Giselle. So I don't know.
Candy.
And
Drew
Candy,
like
I feel like
Candy.
Candy.
All facts.
I mean, I don't. Does he like Candy? Y'all think?
I feel like it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out
I
this
think
real
he
quick,
do.
Bondi.
think he
Even
do.
though everybody like how they had the seating, you had Portia, you had Kenya, whatever. He made sure that he spoke to Candy first, then went to Portia, Kenya, Cynthia, and Drew. So it makes me think he may like Candy because when he did that, it's like okay, he called them out in order of seniority.
True. I think Candy has her seniority first of all, but I also think she brings so much to the table. I think she's made everybody a lot of money, and everybody likes the person that can always come and make everybody money. But
Mhm. She's respected.
there is something about
And she may
Andy
be
that makes
easier to
me
work
feel
with
like
too.
he don't really like nobody on these black casts, not really. And I still feel like he has not pushed for Candy or really anybody from Real Housewives of Atlanta in the same way that he did with Giselle. Like, I don't know where that came from, but they didn't even decide to do this after show shit until Giselle came along, and now y'all want to put together, basically what we do on YouTube for the show. And you kind of stole that idea from me.
Basically.
Nobody watch
So
You ain't lying about that.
if Nene were able to and I'm about to say, yeah, don't nobody really watch that. I watch it at the beginning just to see what Portia's gonna say about Real Housewives of Atlanta. But whenever people be talking about the shit that Giselle said, I be like in one ear out the other. I don't care. I'll save that bitch for Potomac when I have the energy for her. Because until then, she don't exist to me. However, in the preview that we saw for Married to Medicine, her hair looks so good. But Robin, bitch.
Robin, why is she bad?
Robin don't never
Why is Robin bad?
Robin don't
I
never
said, why
get
are
along.
they around the ears like that? Like, what is that about? What is that?
Jamal will be there
Yeah, she
too.
don't even know.
I
Is
heard that
Jamal
was
coming?
gonna be-
Of course.
I heard Jamal come
Girl.
out with the men because this is more their speed. This is more their speed. These are doctors. Everybody, all the men are gonna be calm. They're not gonna be on no rah-rah shit. They're not gonna be like Chris looking to beat your ass. So yeah, I'm sure they'll have a good time at Married to Medicine. And again, she has been the one that crossovers into other shows. And I just kind of sometimes feel like I don't understand why. because
Right.
he didn't even do that with any of the girls from Real Housewives of Atlanta, really, besides Nene. And those girls really, I feel like, contributed to, you know, y'all overall success. Nobody watches the rest of y'all shows the way they watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, even with the
Bravo,
ratings.
yes.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
surprised he didn't pick
yes.
nobody from Potomac to do the All Stars with the people
Yeah,
that he
I'm
chose.
surprised.
What is
Talk
that?
about
Yeah,
that
was it
too.
only one black
Let's talk
person?
about that.
It's
Oh yeah, and
recording.
Cynthia.
And
Kenya and
Cynthia,
Cynthia.
okay.
Mhm.
And like I get it, he chose Cynthia because she'd been there forever, but for what? For what?
To be
Wait,
Cynthia
so
was
the
an
All
alternate.
sidekick.
She was an alternate because Candy and Portia too busy.
Obviously,
They
you're right.
didn't pick anybody from Potomac because allegedly because they're still recording. So I guess they didn't want to
Oh, they're
break
not
up the
done.
recording cycle.
Okay, that makes sense.
They
Yeah.
do.
But to
But
be honest, though, I never really could see them picking anybody from Potomac. To be honest, because Potomac, as it is, it's not as universal as the rest of them are. So I never really could see
Y'all
them
could have
being
brought
on
Karen on. Karen is universal, honey. Yes. Where's Karen? Bring her ass on.
That's the
live for
only
Karen.
one.
I live for her.
Candace,
That's the only one. But you know what? But even in the
Candace would have
chat,
brought.
though, somebody said they feel.
True. Mm-hmm.
You think Candace would have been good for this?
I
Candace.
think Candace knows how to carry herself around white people. And I think
Yes,
that
she
with
do.
her and Kenya on the same cast, it would have either been we love each other or we hate each other. And it would have made for good TV
Yeah.
because Candace is not going to stop and she's not going to let Kenya punk her. And Kenya's going to attempt to punk her. So honestly,
That would be
whether they were
entertaining.
friends or fought, I think it would have been a better show. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
think she's cool with Kenya.
Yeah, they are. They're
Yeah, they're cool,
friends.
right?
And
So I
Candace wouldn't have to worry about Kenya putting hands on.
But when I think
So,
of All Stars, I think of the entire franchise. Why would you just pick people that are currently on the show? What about some people that's not on the show? Instead of bringing them back to their respective shows, just spin them off into an all-star cast just for that special.
because you can't do it without Nene.
Mm.
That's why.
Mhm.
But
And
they're
that
still doing
relationship
it
has
without
been
her.
severed.
That's the embarrassing part.
That's
They
the
still-
embarrassing part. There is no real Housewives All Stars without Lenithia Leaks, and that's just what it is.
I can agree
Like,
with that.
I agree with
I
that.
can
That's
agree
true.
with that.
like, that's just what it
Me
is.
too.
I can agree with that.
I just had a question.
Okay.
So with Jamal being on Married to Medicine next week, is he gonna bring the cash register?
Good question. Good question.
I'm sorry.
Not the cash register.
TBD.
But somebody in the chat, I want to ask y'all this question up here, because somebody in the chat said when it comes down to Potomac, they feel as though Giselle is the Portia of the show, meaning she's a fan favorite. Do y'all agree with that?
Hell no.
No.
Who said that?
No,
Nope.
she's
Baby.
probably the
Kenya
or
You
Nene
come back
was.
where you came from, honey.
She
That's
I
a
was.
think
lie. That's
Giselle
how the
is
further
either
they lie.
Kenya or what Nene was.
She can't. To me, she's not even what Nene was because Nene is entertaining on her own. She's not even entertaining on her own. Giselle is more so a glorified Carly Red because she is
Right.
a messy bitch that moves throughout the group. And
Right.
you really think about it. She just
Basically.
transfers information. She don't really have nothing personal that she gives like that. Not really. You know what I'm saying?
No, she
So,
don't.
you know,
No.
here and there. But for the most part, all she does is transfer information and then decide if she's going to be a bitch to you or not. Like that's really all she
Right.
does.
Bonnie, girl.
I wish that she thinks she's Nene, but Nene actually brought, reads and personality to the table, and that's because she relied
did.
on more than pretty. And
It's like
Giselle
a
only
charade
relies
with
on pretty.
blonde hair and blue eyes. A bone
Can
carrier.
I ask y'all a question?
Yeah, bone carrier.
Somebody came into my comments and they said it looks like Wendy has been bleaching her skin or some shit like that. They said it looked like Wendy has gotten a little bit lighter than she did last season. Now I didn't see it. To me, she looked the same. I mean, with a better wig.
In the
I didn't see
With a
preview,
better
it.
wig.
she looked the same, but I wouldn't
Me
put it
too.
past her because she's Nigerian, and a lot of people in Africa and in the islands they like the bleach.
Her mom.
Exactly.
Her mom, for sure.
Yikes.
No comment.
It's the truth. I would hope not, though, because you're an Americanized Nigerian woman, and I hope you would realize that doing something like that to your skin tone and being on national television is a detriment, especially when you want to be so proud about being, African.
Right.
And
Hey, Black
she's
China.
Nigerian, but she definitely says I am African. Okay, just
So-
We would never
I
let her
didn't
live that
notice
down
anything like
either.
her skin. I did notice some filler. That was it. It looked like her face
she
was
did
tight.
look a little more.
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah,
But that was
I
it.
think she did. She looked good in the preview to me.
She did.
To me too.
She did.
Mhm.
All she said was, "Do y'all
Yeah,
want some
she
titties?"
did.
So since y'all brought up Giselle having fans, I have a question before I make my statement. How many of y'all have watched Gots to Be Real?
What's that?
YouTube
I
show
think everybody.
Gots to Be Real.
I haven't seen it
I
yet.
ain't never heard of it.
Never. The show. Never mind, because it's no longer on YouTube. So what I was about to say.
I have.
Okay, well, it was the part, and I think the
I
last
watched
one Gots to Be Trio where Aretha said, Dion doesn't have any fans, at least not those that can fight. If you say you like her, I'd be like, what? Do you like Mayonnaise? You must like Mayonnaise if you like Dion. So that made me think about Giselle. Giselle ain't got no damn fans.
I have to check it out.
Y'all would have had to have seen it to understand it.
Yes, she do. Giselle do got a fan, Robin.
Boom, niggas have it.
Like Mondi
That
said
Giselle got a
earlier,
fan, Robin.
like Mondi said earlier, I just feel like that Giselle is like an overhyped ass Carly Red. Like, oh my God, we're here for Giselle. Like, nobody watches the fucking show for Giselle. Excuse my language, but for real, nobody watches the show for only Giselle. Sis. Like, get it together, y'all.
I
We
think-
like Karen.
But I do,
Okay, maybe
but
Ashley,
I do
but,
believe, that Andy is trying to push Giselle to the forefront of Potomac and make her the face of Potomac. I really feel like that's what he's doing because if anything, I feel like Karen is the face of Potomac. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if everybody
Karen
else,
is the
if
fan
anybody else
favorite
agrees
for
with me or
sure.
not.
Karen is a fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
No,
think
no, I just wanted to.
I'm not a
point
fan
out
of
that,
Karen.
I noticed when I'm on Twitter, I'm talking about Potomac. Giselle does have a big fan base, but the Giselle stands are white. So I think he's appeasing to white people who like Potomac.
Interesting.
That's
A
interesting.
lot of her stands are white.
That is very
No, I've always liked Giselle over Karen for the most part. I've just always gravitated more to Giselle. But I will say, going into the season, everybody is on an even playing field, and we'll see how it goes.
Listen, I used
Jamie,
to
are
like
you a mean
Giselle
girl?
until she showed me.
I need to reevaluate
used to
that. I
like
don't think
Giselle.
I am, but sometimes when I like people, like I'm like, dang, I'm starting to like Kenya more. I like Giselle more. I'm liking Robin. Like, damn, am I? I don't think I'm a mean
Don't get me
girl.
wrong,
I think
Jamie.
I could just
I
relate
used to like.
sometimes.
I used to like Giselle. The first
I don't even
season,
feel like
I
that
did.
about-
I went up for Giselle. I stopped liking her when she started hating on Monique out of nowhere. I said, bitch,
Yeah.
Monique got you
Yeah, I'm
all in
about
your
to say, I
feelings.
did like Giselle
that's
the
when I
first season. I did like her the first
First
season.
season,
All
she
right, I
really
like
did
her.
too.
And then it was
Karen was on that
Dwindled
etiquette
away
shit.
over time.
yeah.
Giselle was like, girl, fuck that etiquette shit. And I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even though I did like Karen, I've liked Karen since the moment I seen her. I don't know why. I was just like, I like this snobby
I've
bitch.
liked
Like, it's something
Karen
about
as,
her.
as they try to bully her and she continues to hold her head high. It's something about that endears me to her. So I feel like that's the thing that caught me with Karen because I didn't like her at the beginning either. But Giselle to me over time is just like you just start to see it more and more, like the little mean girl shit, and it's just like, damn, bitch, like can you chill
it
out
go.
for a moment? And then she can't dress, and that's terrible
Okay,
too.
then you're right.
And I
The whole
actually
look.
like Robin when she not so far up Giselle pussy. I like Robin a lot when she's her
True.
own woman.
Agreed.
Then I can
yes.
deal with Robin.
That's another thing. That's the thing that's another thing that's aggravating about Giselle is the relationship with Robin. Like, because you want Robin to like stand on her own 2 feet sometimes because Giselle is playing the fuck out of Robin sometimes, like be disrespecting the shit out of Robin, and Robin just kind of takes it. But then if it's somebody else, she all big and all of that. So I just sometimes I be like, yeah, y'all work on my nerves. I need somebody to break this up. Like, break this up.
How many new people do they have on the upcoming season? Is it one?
I thought it was one. Maybe some friends on the show, but I think it's one.
I think it's one
new girl supposed to be.
I think it's one new girl that's holding a flute by the name of Mia. I think she's the one that's holding the flute, and she's into it with Giselle. Go figure, because Giselle tries to move new girls. From what I hear, she's into it with Giselle. She's very close to Karen and Wendy, I think. And they said it's another new girl too, but they said that there's another new girl, but she's a friend. So I think it's two new girls this season.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Interesting. This should be interesting. And they said that the new girl has a lot of money. She's pretty much married to some rich ass man or some shit like that, and Giselle.
Oh, well, Giselle not gonna like her. I'm about to say, Giselle not gonna like her. Any bitch that got more than Giselle has, Giselle automatically writes her off. She ain't got no time for it.
Well, no, Giselle gets into it with every new girl because she got into it with Monique. She got into it with Candace.
Ashley, the first season.
Ashley, I don't think she got it.
Yes.
No, that's a one.
No, not Whitney. Whitney. Who was Whitney? Not Wendy. That's probably because they saw Roy.
But that's because Wendy is her soror.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the new person friends with Karen, so she probably really not gonna be rocking with her at all now. Since she friends with Karen.
That's very true.
I just wonder if Giselle is going to be able to be quick with it, because y'all do know she can never battle somebody. All her witty comments is in the confessional. So I wonder if she's going to be able to battle it out with this new girl. Because when she came, when
never
she don't
has
have
been.
the words,
So no.
I don't think
Robin chimes in when she don't have the words.
You think it's just gonna be the new girl? Because from what I've been hearing, her and Karen gonna be like this.
Well, they always
and I'm like, I've been kind of seeing that. So it's like, that doesn't excite me that much. But it's, as long as they give me more than Atlanta, I'm here for them.
They will.
But Karen needs
all right, y'all. Look, I gotta go, y'all, because I got like a whole bunch of shows that I gotta go and watch. But I love y'all, and I'll be back next week for the reunion. All right.
Love you too, sis.
All right, baby.
Bye.
Love you.
See you Thursday.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to
we got 10 more minutes left.
I am. I know some people. Some people in my comments said they wasn't looking forward to Potomac, and I don't know why. I really don't.
I'm looking forward. I can tell you this. I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm not necessarily looking forward to reviewing it at all, but I'm looking forward to watching it.
I'm looking forward to both of it because we're not going to be caught up on Monique and Candace. I feel like that whole argument is why people got tired of it. So it should be. Potomac was good before that mess started.
Yeah.
I feel like we should be looking forward to some good stuff. I hope.
I mean, as long as the ladies all have their storyline and don't pick one storyline to jump on, because that's what made last season so bad, is that once that fight happened, everybody jumped on and made that their storyline. That's why it was so much. So as long as we don't have that, it should be a good season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a lot to go off of, because we still looking at Chris and Michael, that fight. And Candace still not cool with Karen, and Ashley on her whole stuff, and she didn't have another baby, and they're gonna try and get her more sympathy for more babies that she push out. So I think it's a lot of ways to go.
Don't forget about Michael Juan in Vegas. That's also something.
Yep.
Child, Michael getting that dick, and maybe.
You see, you ran y'all off. You ran him off. But anyway, I'm gonna ask y'all this in as it pertains to Potomac, because that's Will coming back for the panel when Potomac comes back. Being that Monique is no longer on the show, she's no longer the pin to tail on the donkey anymore because after the fight she was the person that everybody pretty much she was pretty much ostracized after she got into the altercation with Candace. So being that she's not here, who do you guys think is going to be said target if there will be a target? Because there's normally a target every season.
Karen.
Because
Period.
Karen has been a target.
Karen.
I think,
Or Giselle.
I think it's gonna be Candace. They use Candace
Really?
for what they use her for.
I
They
can see both.
No,
I can see
I'm
both.
with Niecy. I do feel like it is going to be, it's definitely going to be, listen, Giselle don't like Candace. The only reason why she was going up for Candace was because Monique fought her. And that was the way to get Monique off the show. Now that Monique is gone, Giselle ain't got no use for Candace at all.
No,
I do feel like eventually it's going to be Candace. It's definitely going to be Karen. And I feel like it's going to be Ashley again, too.
I feel like it's gonna
Actually,
be
no, she could stay
Ashley or
again.
Giselle.
Ashley flip flops back and forth
can't
with the girl.
stand it,
I don't listen. Ashley is going to be whoever is popping at that moment. Okay, we already know Ashley goes to one person to another person, but I feel like that Karen is going to be the main target because Karen really has nobody else to film with other than that new girl. Period.
It seems like her and Wendy may be cool though. She may have Wendy.
That could be a
And
possibility.
I'm here for that.
Well, Terrence, the reason
I'm here for Karen and we begin along.
No, Terrence, the reason that I said Karen off rip is because when you think about how last season played out, Karen and Ashley were on the outs because they were defending Monique. So they went against the group. So that's because Giselle don't like Karen. That's why I feel she's gonna be I'm not saying that Candace won't have a target on her back, but I think Karen's gonna be the main one because how dare you sit here and not have my back when I'm trying to sit here and get somebody kicked off the show.
But the thing about Karen is they not gonna run Karen off the show.
Oh no,
Karen don't mind going back and forth with Giselle or Rob. She could care less. That's second nature to her. That's gonna be entertaining. So they can't run Karen off the show. That's why I said the next one is gonna be Candace. Because they can. Candace is a basket case. Yeah. The minute that they don't see it for her, Candace will be the next one long. I do. They can't do that to Karen because Karen is a grown ass woman and Karen knows who she is. Karen ain't no pick me type of girl, not like Candace.
Not just that. Karen can sit here and just be like, Giselle, where's your line again? Mine's in Bloomingdale's. Hey, Robin, what is your headline doing? How about you still flipping real estate? Like I'm just saying, like Karen can come in.
Is Jamal coming?
Big, and
no, Jamal's not coming.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say this in regards to y'all saying that Candace may be the target. This is what I'm gonna say. I think it could be a possibility because if we're really being, I think that Robin genuinely likes Candace. I do think that Robin does, but I don't think Giselle really likes Candace. And I think that she was only Team Candace because she don't like Monique. And that was her way to get Monique off the show. If Candace, because at this point, Candace and Monique has fought. So Candace doesn't want to film with Monique. Seeing that Candace doesn't want to film with Monique, I'm going to get with Candace and we're all going to band together and not film with her at all. And we're going to get her banished off the show. So she basically used Candace for what she needed to use her for.
I think she's still going to use Candace. I feel like the target is still going to be Karen. But if Candace and Karen make up, then Giselle going to be at her head. And that's where it's going to become both of the ladies for the season.
But you have to understand.
But see, they made that known because if you watch the trailer, who do you see arguing? Karen and Giselle. So I already knew what this season going to be. I already see it. It's about to be the Karen and Giselle season. That's what this is about to be. Karen versus Giselle. What side is you going to be on? They found the formula and they sticking with it. They pulling them on the sky.
And you have to understand, Karen shaded the hell out of Giselle at that last reunion. So Giselle has it out for her, honey, regardless. Period.
Mhm.
She has it out for Karen.
Karen said she had a
regardless. So
hot
I think
box
that she's
shiny.
going to be coming at Karen's neck, and Karen is going to have to defend herself against Giselle because that's the number one enemy. Is Karen.
Yeah, and Karen know how to read.
Possibly
One thing
Candace.
about it, Karen know how to read. Karen know how to
The
read
blind
so
dog.
But
nice,
what about
nasty, and I live for it.
Ashley? What y'all think gonna happen with Ashley?
They gonna get her sympathy
They
because
gonna
she's
dump on that
had
ass.
yet another child
Child,
and
they
she
gonna get
split
on
a
that
different
ass.
part of her
Right.
ass.
She gonna be like Eva, just showing up everywhere pregnant.
No,
I
for
was
real.
liking
Like I don't want to
Ashley.
see her pregnant.
At
I was
all.
liking Ashley in the beginning of the season. I stopped liking her at the end because she went right back to being the same damn Ashley. And I said, all right. It was only that way because you was I
Child,
get
she
it.
never
When
stopped
you
being
pregnant,
it.
Hey, y'all, right quick.
Okay.
I gotta go. My dog is sitting here cutting up in the background. I need to take her out. So I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
All right.
all right.
All right. See you later, y'all.
I mean, I don't know. I
Go ahead,
want
Terrence. What
Ashley
you
to make
saying?
it. I want Ashley to make it because I want to like Ashley because she was here from the very beginning. But I just feel like she's too much of a flip flopper. I think she need to be pregnant because when she pregnant, she got sense, and when she just had a baby, she got sense. But the minute that she's finally gotten over all of that, she slips right back into the Ashley that I did not care for. Just like last season, how she made it a point. That was my thing with Ashley. I'm like, you're saying you're Monique friend, but every time you're around these bitches, you throw a Monique under the
Fake as
bus,
fuck.
including Karen.
What was the
So
girl
I'm just
name?
confused, Ashley. What is you?
What was the tall girl name? The light skinned one?
girl?
Dang,
Katie?
all of
Katie.
Katie.
They
Katie.
need to bring Katie back for Ashley.
Katie was everything.
They
They
need to
do.
bring
They're not
Katie
bringing
Ross
her
back
back
for
Katie was
because of
everything.
because she
production.
attacked production.
Production don't fuck with Katie.
At
Don't like
all.
Katie. I'm sorry, excuse
I
my
hate it.
language, but they don't like Katie. So
I
they ain't
hate
bringing her
that
back.
That last episode I saw her
Yeah.
on, she was everything. I can't remember what she said, but she read somebody like
She was on it.
she had that bag
And
wig on, and she was turned up.
remember how Ashley tried to read Katie
She
down for her
was.
situation, only to drive down to Georgia to see her daddy, and he wouldn't even open the door? Ooh, girl,
I
get it
remember that.
together. You
I
can't talk about other people like this.
I remember that. I remember that.
Oh, I
Seeing the
can't
door
stand
right
Now,
Ashley, y'all.
Jamie.
I did.
Now, Jamie.
I want her to be the target this year because I need her and her older husband to go, which I just think is so unfair for her to have children by this 70-year-old man. And when these kids become adults, they may not be able to do anything with their father if he's even here. So I just think that's
I
so
agree with that.
unfair that you had these children out of a check. Like for a check,
I agree with that.
I cannot stand Ashley, y'all.
And
Yeah,
I
another
Jamie.
look,
reason
Jamie,
why
we
I
on the
feel
same
like,
page.
another reason why I feel
Okay.
like Ashley and Michael need to go is because I don't think it's right that Michael still can have a job when he running around grabbing men by their
Assaulting
pussies and the rest of that shit. Like I'm not here
Absolutely.
for that.
No,
Like
for
I
real.
just feel like had that been Juan or Chris, a black man had done that, he would have been gone, prosecuted, probably got sued, and every damn thing else. But when it comes to Mike,
It
it's
would've
like,
been
oh, he
headline.
apologized, or oh, it's a lie, or oh, it's this, or oh, it's that, and they're still filming with him. I'm not understanding.
Trash.
Yeah.
Right.
Like he's child, why I forget all about that weird ass shit he was doing last season.
Yeah, he grabbed that man by his butt, and he's still sitting there filming. And none of them have really. I mean, he's still there. So it's Ashley. So it's like, and
And she
Ashley obviously don't find
taking
nothing
up
wrong
for
with.
him at all.
Yeah,
Taking up for him.
It's just weird because like you see
But
that Bravo makes big deals about certain things, like the costume thing. I make public announcements about that. But then when it comes down to like a man assaulting the man, like bitch, where y'all statement at now? Because this
Y'all,
is where y'all need to be stepping in.
they fired Phaedra for the allegations that she quote unquote heard about Candy and what she trying to do to Portia. But y'all have physical tape of what this man has done to one of your employees, and he is still a part of this show, and his bubble-headed wife.
Keep in mind the guy who
And,
they
I,
touched,
and I'm
the
gonna
guy
tell
who
you
he
something.
touched, wasn't he black? Wasn't the producer black?
I think
Nah, he was
was he
white.
black? I don't know.
He was white.
At
He
one
was a
of these
white
I
times
guy.
he
know.
wasn't black.
He was a white guy.
That was a black guy
I
at
don't
one of
know.
these hoes.
I know. I think it was a white guy. Had it been a black,
I don't
do
know.
you think he would have did that to a black guy, and that black guy wouldn't have decked him in his face? And then
But
Michael
you
would
look
have
at
had
the
a
conversation
lawsuit.
he
Michael
had
would have
with
been like, "Oh, you hit
Juan.
me, child." That's because Juan wanted. All right, that's because Juan wanted, and I understand that he been with a butch queen all these years, Robin Dixon. So it's like he wanted. That's why I be hating.
I
That's why I
can't.
be hating on it. That's exactly why
Oh
I be
my
hating on
God.
Michael sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just not here for them in that foolishness. Like as much, and I make jokes about it, but at the end of the day, it's really not a joking matter. I felt like the
Yeah,
minute he done that, he should have been gone. Period.
I agree.
Right.
Now, if they decide to keep Ashley, whatever. But as far as Michael, he shouldn't be nowhere around it.
Oh, the
Mhm.
people saying he was black.
He
Oh,
was
he
black,
is black.
and he ain't punch him in his face.
Mm.
Oh, he another
Cause
wine. He
the
gonna do it.
audio sound like a black man. On top of that, he was like, "Don't do that again." He was like, "Heard, I'm sorry."
Yeah, he was black. Mhm.
Well, he was
Listen,
That's
at
all
probably
one
the
why
point.
black
they
Maybe
said
that's
dudes
that
why
shit
I
he didn't hit
know.
him.
That's what all the black dudes I know. Yeah, Michael wouldn't have no teeth in his head had it been them. So he just wanted his
Trying to go
job.
the
And he like,
Terry
girl,
Crews route and keep his composure.
not Terry Crews. Oh, we.
I mean, he Terry Crews let that man
Y'all
touch
are
on him.
loud.
Keyword, he let him do it.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he playing up to his character. He playing up to that character he played on Friday After Next. He really played up to that shit.
So I remember that. You so silly.
Shit, and white chick.
But before we get out of here though, first of all, of course, I want to thank everybody in the chat for watching. We had over 500 people watching, so thank you to everybody that was in the chat. Thanks to everyone that was on the panel tonight, from Bundy to Nisi to Yarel to Jamie to Terrence to Josiah to Keena as well. Everybody, I always say that this panel wouldn't be a panel without you guys being up here. So I do not give myself any credit. I give it to the rest of y'all, because without y'all, it wouldn't be no panel. Also, I'm gonna miss doing this panel for a couple of months, being that we're going on hiatus until Potomac comes back. So it's gonna be something to miss doing. I like getting us all together for a panel, but it'll be back, so I can stop being sentimental about it.
We
I guess
only
it's the
go on for a
alcohol,
month
but
or two,
whatever.
so
I guess it's the alcohol, child, but whatever. Anyways, this week there will be the Ooh Ladies First panel. Whose channel will it be on this week?
Bonnie's channel. Bonnie, yeah. It's on Bonnie's channel Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern.
What Nisi said.
All right, so be sure to tune in. So be tuned in to the Ooh Ladies First panel with Nisi, Jamie, Bondi, and Jay Lee on Bondi's channel at, did you say 9/8 Central or 8/7 Central?
Yep. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 9/8 Central, like they say on TV.
Okay. Also this week we'll be doing our me, Josiah, Terrence, and my Jamar 84 will be back for a second episode of Boys Night Out. It will be on Terrence's channel. Okay. It'll be on Terrence's channel. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. We do have a good topic that we're going to discuss, because I brought it to our little group chat the other day, and Terrence and Josiah was all with it. So we're going to have a great topic. We're going to talk about a multitude of things on there, but that's probably going to be the topic that we close the show out with, because it's a little bit heavy. So we'll be sure to have our tissues like this, the Candace tissue for Terrence when he gets up and cries somebody. But nonetheless, we're going to have
Girl,
a
go
great
get your
show. Sakina, let the people know what you're reviewing and where they can find you at.
So you can find me at Simply Sakina, and on all platforms or whatever. I review Married at First Sight, Ready to Love, Housewives of Atlanta is wrapping up. I have a few things lined up for May, but I'll post that like next week. But yeah, fuck with me. No.
And also, in about 2 weeks, Josiah and I will be in Dallas, as well as Jamar. So, Nisi, get prepared because we will be in Dallas the
I'm gonna have to take
weekend
y'all
of.
to that restaurant that I need some ownership in it because I'm there every week.
Scotty, we're gonna have to talk about that. Honey. Me and Miss Niecy already been talking about the weekend trip. So listen,
Oh,
we
Oh,
got a
okay. I
whole
didn't
that's
know
weekend
that.
in a
cute.
row,
Y'all gonna
honey.
have fun. Okay.
And then we hitting
And
up
not to
Atlanta
mention,
next, okay? So Shakina and Shakina
yes.
and Jamie, y'all be ready.
Y'all need to be prepared for
I'll be
that too, because
ready.
me, Terrence, and Josiah are planning to go to Atlanta this summer. So,
Okay.
me, Terrence, Josiah will be in Atlanta this. Jamar is already there, so we do plan on hanging out with Sakina and Jamie while we're there, and probably House of Aaron too, because I already told him. So
Oh yeah, I
he
just
lives in
followed him
Atlanta
on
as well, so
Instagram.
we'll
I
probably
mean
out.
YouTube.
Yeah, I love House of
Yeah.
Aaron. I love him. Like, I can't wait to hang out with him. And
Oh,
on top of
he's in
that, I
Just
Atlanta
make
told
too?
sure
you,
my
shout out
hair
to
Until he
Color
started
done.
Me.
talking shit.
And also, shout out to
Y'all
Color
know
Me
he a
Pink,
Portia
because Color
stan.
Me Pink was
Y'all
just,
know he a Portia
yeah,
stan.
he is a Portia stan. He is, child. He came to me on my big time about Portia. He came in with the shit, child. But also shout out to Color Me Pink because she was in my live review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She blessed the fuck out of my ass with some super chats this morning. I was not expecting that shit.
Yay.
Period. So shout out to Color Me Pink. And just shout out to everybody up here. Make sure you support everybody that's up here. Okay, support every single person that's up here. And you guys already know I love y'all, and I'm not gonna say no more about how much I love y'all because the alcohol is really running through my spirit. So, but y'all
Alcohol.
know.
We love you too, Scotty.
Love you too, Scotty.
But with that being said, y'all, the panel is out, and we will see you guys next week at the same time. 8:35, 7 time. Next week to talk more about the Housewives of Atlanta. And we are out of here. Till next time. Peace out.